This episode of Limit Break Radio is made possible by our generous Patreon donors, including Jinx McNinja from the Sergeant Tannis server, Rafond Duskrite of the Cactar server, and Flohi Tiha from the Siren server. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/Limit Break Radio.
Live from Eorzea.
Limit Break with your hosts, Nero.
We run this show, and I don't give a fuck who knows it.
Kahlo.
Yeah, think before you talk.
Juxtaposition.
I'm kind of a favorite around here.
Ascalia.
Thank God!
And Nika.
All you've given me is a lot of dog penis and woman hating.
LimitBreakRadio.com.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio, episode 51. Excited to be back again on this Valentine's Day. Happy Arbitrary Love Day.
Because we don't love anyone else any other days.
No, well, I don't love anyone ever.
I love myself.
Constantly.
All the time.
All the time.
It's all over the table.
It's one of the reasons we don't have cameras on this show. It's constantly happening.
To an uncomfortable extent. And that's a good opening shot for Valentine's Day show, right under the table, looking at people's crotches. That's good. That's nice.
Good job, Square-Enix.
Kahlo, what did you get yourself for Valentine's Day this year?
Because I knew that I had to be here today, right? You know, you guys mentioned on the last show that I was off chasing tail. Probably, comically, but I got my Valentine's Day in. Don't you worry.
So what?
In what?
You switched
or
it.
In who?
Bounce wow wow.
Switched it up a little bit. Switched from lefty to righty.
Bounce wow wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought. You got yourself the industrial tub of lube and.
Hey, I still have a bunch of the expensive stuff left over from the last crazy chick that I dated who went out and bought it for us to use, and then when she left, didn't take it with her. So, joke's on her.
You know what the subtle hint of that is, right? Put it in my pooper. That's what the subtle hint is. Just so you know.
Who said we didn't?
Just so you know.
Thieves hit it from the back, man.
Welcome to Limit Break Radio. Joining me, of course, we've got Kahlo.
What up?
Juxta.
Yeah.
And Ascalia.
Yo.
We've got Papa Woody hanging out here in the background. No Nika this week because she has people who love her. Actually, it's funny because she's not even doing stuff for Valentine's Day. She's at a convention this weekend.
Poor Senpai.
Oh, I know.
We should have invited him to be on the show.
Right? Oh,
His response would have been, fuck off.
and then he wouldn't have said anything the entire show anyway, so, yeah. Anyway, welcome to Limit Break Radio. Thank you guys so much for joining us, of course, on this Valentine's Day weekend, which means that you are probably objectively more pathetic than we are. So, thank you for hanging out. We really do appreciate it.
Is that what you tell yourself?
Not only do you not have the companionship of the appropriate sex, but you're going to listen to 4 dudes talk about a video game.
What if a couple's listening to us today?
Hey, 3.5 dudes. I got your back, Ascalia.
Thank you.
Look, all right, look, just let LBR set the mood. We're good to fuck to. Just start getting it on right now.
That's your penis.
Yes, it is. I
cannot imagine trying to have sex with you screaming in the background.
I have been told that my voice is quite sexy.
Okay, let me rephrase. He can't imagine people fucking with Fozzie the Bear in the background.
Oh, okay, that I can kind of understand. I mean, I can see. The thing is, I can be encouraging too. For as much of a critical dick as I could be, I can also be encouraging. Like, come on, keep going. Hit you're gonna fucking adjust those kidneys. Come on, get in there, get deep, go. Come on, get the leverage in. Fucking figure four her. Get her down on the ground. Come on.
Okay,
let's go.
all right, yeah, maybe if they're hate fucking, but it's Valentine's Day, dude.
Oh, come on. That's just fun.
Has anyone ever said adjust those kidneys on Valentine's
Can you be a little bit more sultry with it, maybe?
No.
I mean, because today's a day for her.
Or cock.
No.
All right, thanks, Jux. Thanks.
Juxta's got the right of it, I think. Oh,
Best
man.
Valentiones Day ever.
Valentiones Day. I hate that.
I know, I did it just for you.
I hate it. Oh, I hate it so much. So we've got a very busy show today. Got a lot to talk about. Of course, we are in the run-up to 3.2. That's due out next week.
Wow, yeah, it is, isn't it?
It is. It's
nice.
That's exciting, and we've gotten an official trailer, a bunch of screenshots. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to know what you think. You can give us a call, Limit Break Radio on Skype, or 810-515-8715. We've got Kookie hanging out as well. She's going to be taking your calls over at Limit Break Radio on Skype. And we would love to know what you have to say.
My favorite new comment from the chat today, PJL1779 says, "Great, so now someone is yelling at me to get good at fucking too."
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Maybe it's just because of the holidays, but God, it feels like it's been forever since 3.1.
I know.
It was before Christmas.
Dude, it's brutal. This is like, it really has taken a long time. We definitely feel the fatigue in the community. That is undeniable. I mean, when you look at the amount of people logging in right now, I mean, we're just on the fast track to going to WoW, where people just log in for 3 weeks.
Oh, okay.
3 weeks after content, and then that's it.
Oh, I see. You're comparing us to WoW, not saying that people are going to go to WoW.
No.
Okay,
I'm not saying.
I'm like, well, look, it's not that dire of a situation yet. We still have BNS and crap like that they can fuck off to for a minute.
No. What I'm saying is that in the same way that people would log in right after a patch or right after an expansion,
do
and
they'd be shit and
they'd be plugged in. Yeah, they'd be plugged into it for like 3 months and then they'd fuck off. Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, it's like 3 weeks in FF14's case, which is not good. It is not good at all. We want to hear about your thoughts about 3.2. Are you looking forward to the changes? There does seem to be a lot of systemic changes that are coming, very base changes, like on in a very base level that are going to be in 3.2. We've got of course the tank adjustments, we've got some of the other job adjustments, and then we've got the big shift, the strength to vit shift that's going to be coming with this next patch.
No, all that stuff that's the small stuff. The big meat and potatoes is having a preformed party for all your roulettes.
That's going to be
nice,
fucking huge.
Although now I have no excuse to get away from you guys. Fuck.
Yeah, you have no excuse to ever do anything with anyone else. We're going to start getting jealous and possessive.
That's the Valentine's Day spirit.
Yeah, there it is.
Now I have to go start playing WoW.
Please don't.
Yeah, no.
It's all bad.
It really is.
It is, yeah.
It's not good.
Yeah.
All right. Real quick, before we get into FF14 news and the topic at hand today, I want to talk a little bit about some internal news, what's going on with Limit Break Radio. Our Patreon is currently sitting at a
staggering,
mind-blowing $2,400. That is so fucking incredible, guys. I have to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. Like, it's incredible to know that that's where we're sitting. That's fucking awesome.
Especially considering, besides the public Patreon video that we put out, like, it was already on the rise before then.
Yeah,
we didn't even do anything.
No, not really.
It just started going up.
It did. We did announce that Final Encounter Cast would be going weekly. It might have something to do with that. People might be far more enthusiastic about that show than even we really have a sense of.
It's really cool that we've got this big bump, especially as we got a new intern. But I want to assure everyone that we aren't paying him a dime.
No. No,
okay,
nothing.
He's not getting anything.
That's right.
Especially, I feel like after listening to the last episode too, I feel like he's not even really earning anything. Like, if it wasn't for the Final Fantasy Fantasy League, would he have said anything in that episode? Pops, you let me down, man.
Sorry.
You gotta work something in there.
Okay,
All right?
you know what? No, I'm gonna disagree with Kyle over here. I'm gonna say, you know what, Mr. Woody, I think you're doing a great job not saying anything at all and just getting me pop. So just continue to do that.
Right. Just defending the intern. What a shock!
I'm saying get me pop right now.
The drink,
get to work.
The drink fetching skills are improving. That's definitely. Yeah, I could use tea. Yeah.
Whoa! Excuse me.
Might as well.
Tell him that after he gets back.
Yeah, like mine is half empty, so I'm gonna wait till he comes back to fill mine up.
There you go.
You got to keep him working, man.
Jeez, it's like you've never had an intern before.
No. Well, you know that.
I do know.
Yeah. How about this? We've never had an intern that's actually done the stuff we've asked him to do.
That's true.
There was one time you gave him money to go and get you a pop, and he came back with a pop for himself.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
That's why we stopped asking you to get stuff.
Yeah.
Chuck's the strategy of be spectacularly bad and they won't make me do things.
Yeah, no shit.
That's always been his strategy for everything, life included. Anyway, so yeah, we really do want to thank you for your support over at patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. Of course, you are helping this content to grow and become more regular. Obviously, we've proven that we got LBR successfully on a weekly schedule, and every single week we make the show entertaining and fun and funny
and a little bit offensive.
A little bit, says the leader of the KKK.
I didn't pick that name.
No, you didn't, but it's canon. So anyway, we really do want to thank you for your support, and we want to take this opportunity. We've been saying that new Patreon fundraising goals are going to be coming. We've
been working on them.
We've actually been working on smoothing out some of the content, and I think like getting like what I would consider like pilot runs of the shows together and really putting them in a rhythm before we say, look, like these are shows worth funding.
There's actually one of the projects too that Jux and I are working on. We want to start releasing like sort of weekly updates on how it's going on the blog portion of the site to sort of get people hyped for that and get people going over that way and actually using a lot of their feedback to help form that too.
Yeah, we're going to be doing stuff like we're trying to increase some visibility, not just for the limitbreakradio.com website and blog, but also for finalencountercast.com and the blog over there. Of course, we've got the live blog that goes with each and every live show, but we're also going to be including articles and other things over there as well. So Final Encountercast is going to be growing. You want to head on over there and bookmark that right now, because it's definitely going to be a site that you're going to want to visit a lot in the future. So one of the other announcements, and I announced this yesterday on Twitter and Facebook, but for those of you who have been tuning in Wednesdays at 10 a.m. to twitch.tv/Final Encountercast, I have a bit of disappointing news. Nate in the Morning is going away. However, it's not. It's that time slot is not disappearing. It's going to be replaced with a different show. So tune in Wednesday at 10 a.m. to find out what that show is going to be and what form that's going to take. I'm super excited to be putting this on the air. So
from what you've told us, it sounds real fresh.
Yeah, and I think that you guys are going to like it. We're bringing in some really good talent, and we're still going to do the streaming thing afterwards. So make sure Wednesdays at 10 a.m. that you're going to join us and hang out, because you're definitely not going to want to miss this.
Is the talent as good as Nate and Blank? As the Blank?
Yeah, the Blank never really panned out the way that I intended. That's why I'm killing the show.
Women.
That's why I'm killing. Exactly. Right?
Oh, what a coincidence that the one chick on the show today didn't show up.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Ascalia, for showing up, by the way.
Yeah, you kind of say half.
Yeah, half a woman. Sweet. I'll take it.
Not even the good half
hold
either.
On. No. You don't count you don't count as half a woman or half a man. You're just half. Okay?
Just half.
You're like a 0.5.
Well, I'll tell you what, that's
nothing.
That's more than the state of Michigan's willing to recognize, so I'll take it.
Wow.
Iceberg.
Not wrong. Yeah, so look forward to that. We'll have more info on some of the content that you can expect and that you can support. And, it's Nate in the Morning may not go away. It may appear as a funding goal on our Patreon
on like
page.
A different day or something at some point?
Yeah, on a different day, different time slot. So it may be something that I might do if I feel compelled to doing that in the future.
And the
You're
best
so excited
thing,
about worthless garbage. You want this too?
and the best way to compel is obviously with monetary gain.
Yeah, that is fairly compelling. Which, by the way, now I've got to address this. Juxta, where's the FF11 streams, man? Where's the FF11 streams?
Dun 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 dun. Well. For starters, I've been doing things that are notoriously less fun than Final Fantasy XI streams, which...
That's impossible.
That's impossible.
It's taxes.
Oh, okay.
So, surprisingly, yes, taxes is less fun than Final Fantasy XI.
But taxes have a better payout than FF11 does.
No, I think we have to. I think we have to pay them.
Yeah. See, in the real world, like taxes, you end up having to like pay money, and we don't get money back.
Oh.
See, like, when you're like
companies don't get a refund.
When you're like quote success. Yeah. Well, I mean, it depends.
Hold on now. There's a certain threshold.
It depends on how bad you are. Because if you're really bad, then you do get money back. So it's yeah.
Can we claim that we're really bad?
Well, you have to be successful to a certain point, and then you can start being bad to get money back.
You need to be cooking these books, my friend.
Can we send the IRS a copy of one of our episodes and just be like, do you think we make much money off this?
My brother was bitching on Facebook the other day. He's like, stop going on about that tax return you're getting back. That's my tax return you're getting back.
Well, no, I mean, we are the ones who pay money into it. We're just getting our money back. This is a topic for the green room video.
Yeah,
we're getting way sidetracked.
Fair enough. Anyway, so
the Final Fantasy XI stream is coming. It's coming.
Just like the dragons.
The dragons are coming.
Yes.
The stream is coming.
They're going to be spectacular.
As soon as like things settle down, it's gonna come.
Okay. All right.
Like his sex life.
Happy Valentine's Day.
I'm coming!
Okay. All right. I get it. All right. So anyway, all right. That's what's going on with the show.
Oh, one more thing.
Yeah.
Dog tags, keychains, and posters. They have been wrapped up. They're all ready to be shipped. And I'm going to ship that shit over to Mr. Woody over there and let him deal with it.
Yep.
All right, so make sure that you're checking your mailbox. If you are an LB Army member, dog tags will be going out, as well as posters and T-shirts in the next couple of T-shirts are coming.
Yeah, T-shirts are coming.
Yeah, so
like the 11 stream and the dragon.
Yes. Yeah.
By the way, we only have like 6 more keychains, so those are about to be like phased out in the short order. So.
Yes. So remember, those are one times. Like you can only once they're gone, they're gone.
They're gone.
The next 6 people to sign up for the keychain level will get them, and then that's it.
We should probably actually take off that level on the Patreon right now, because right now I'm pretty sure it says like 20 out of 20 remaining, or 20 out of 40 remaining.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think as people leave that thing, it like
counts
opens
back
up again.
Right.
Which, yeah, we should.
That's confusing.
And there's probably 6 people in the chat right now going over to like get the last 6 keychains.
Yeah. So.
Jeez. Yeah. All right. That's a thought. All right. So let's check out what's going on with FF14 news.
This is a Limit Breaking News Update.
And there is a lot to talk about this week. We've got a couple of scenario previews that were released officially over at the Lodestone. Including the Beastman Tribe preview.
Oh gosh, that's not even
which
a preview.
Is not even,
all
that
they did was rehash exactly what we already know.
I know. Well, this is like all we had to go on last week.
I do
we had
think,
the entire show.
I do think though that they used a horizontal flip on the image because the mount is facing the other way.
Yeah, which is really great. Thanks for that, Square Enix.
And we also got a bit of a preview of Alexander Midas as well. including that weird-looking Moblin dude.
I think it's going to be like a Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde type thing because there's a
Mr.
smaller... Well, because there's a smaller goblin model that looks the same, so I bet he's used some type of, performance enhancer on himself.
Okay.
And he,
all right.
hulks out.
I gotta say, some of these screenshots from Itis are really
that
cool
one with,
looking.
the city in the background, that one's fucking awesome. Kind of sucks that all it is a background.
I know. It would be cool if it was something that was a bit more interactive. But yeah, we got that. We also got preview for Hall of the Novice, and also the trailer helped show off that a little bit, and more info on the mentor system. So if you want to check out all of the info for that, that's over at, of course, FinalFantasy14.com at the Lodestone, and you can find links to that at our website, LimitBreakRadio.com. So we also got this trailer. Let's check this trailer out. Let's take the music out here. Take the bye music.
Oh,
no.
You cut out your own production. How could you do that?
I thought about, as it was starting, trying to mimic the robot voice, like Thor had made a donation, but...
Thor is
not here today.
I think he's absent.
Yeah, he's off doing some Valentine's Day thing.
I'm worried about him.
No, well, I think he's all right.
He'll be fine up until he gets to the bedroom, and then he's in trouble.
Yeah, I'm more worried about his wife.
All right, so why don't we check out? Why don't we check out the
trailer?
The trailer.
Let's do it.
Let's hear the trailer.
All right, let's do it.
Okay, we're gonna do it right now.
Peggy 16.
There you go.
Peggy 16. That's great.
Yep, we got it.
Peggy 16. 16 pegs. Oh, I'm so hyped for this song.
This is pretty fucking cool.
Disabling Sephiroth's restraints now. Good luck.
They do show something at the quote-unquote end of this fight that I wish they wouldn't have shown in the trailer.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because I think it would have been cool when you defeat him or whatever, it starts playing the victory fanfare, and then it cancels out and he comes back up. Right?
You don't think I would have get old troll after a while? After doing
I still think it would have been worth it the first time. Because obviously it would be a cutscene, so then after you've done it once, it would just skip the cutscene.
Just do it only for the normal mode.
So do we have any thoughts as to why we're the ones disabling his restraints and he's not breaking out?
Because we're assholes.
Because we know about it, and remember,
we have to kill him for fat loots.
In the main storyline, it's mentioned that
here he is, and he comes back.
That
super
something
big.
Was destroyed, and if we don't do something soon,
I'm gonna go ahead and pause it. I'm gonna just go ahead and pause it right there
for 1 sec.
So here we are. We see him gigundous, and I really hope that this is not just some animated set piece or his limit break, and then he just comes back little again.
No, I can't imagine.
I would be so bummed out by that.
I don't think they would go for all that effort of making that model, and then just being okay, put him back small again.
Yeah, I mean that's a comparison.
Really, you don't think Essie would do that?
Well, hold on. There's precedence for this kind of boss now. I mean, the Cloud of Darkness was essentially the same thing.
Midgar Somer.
Yep.
Yeah, Midgar Somer was pretty big. Yeah, fighting something off the platform, off the side of the platform.
Yeah. Bismarck.
Yeah, Bismarck. In fact, this was to me very reminiscent of Bismarck's Limit Break. Where he just comes up and
vomits.
Yeah. All right, let's keep it rolling here. Kaboom!
Yeah, that move right there, that really looks like they should lose on that move.
The feast. Nom 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 nom.
Delicious.
I like the music. Was this new music?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plot twist, it's not the music for the feast, it's the music for the novice hall.
I like that greatsword that Dark Knight was using.
You know what I really like is that it's not just a circle fucking room.
Yeah.
Why don't the PvE people take some lessons from the PvP people? Look they're fighting on a giant ship with multiple levels and all kinds of stuff that's LOSing and stuff.
Oh, I guess you're right.
That's going to be a lot of fun PvPing in there, dude.
I feel like if it's tubing, it's gonna be really easy to like just kite someone forever.
Maybe. Not if you have heavy metal.
Right.
All right. It's... So yeah, these do seem just like a bit more advanced guild hests.
Yep, except you'll be solo in them probably. That's it, solo guild hests.
Yay!
These are they're just two of the most why features. Like they're
especially this. Like why are you making this trying to make this look so fucking cool and epic? It's not.
It really isn't.
Bad Square Enix. Bad.
I like how they have like the most retarded battle music for it. It's like, hey, we know we're retarded, but here's this for you.
And I hate this. What the fuck? Why is that Dragoon doing a flip?
Yeah, why can't I do that?
No.
No, you'll see. I think this is a new animation they're adding because they do a flip later in this thing.
Flipping is for ninjas only.
Job post freeze.
I think it's in a dungeon, I think. Is where they do like a little flip.
Oh, okay.
To get further in the dungeon.
I do think the orchestrion is going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm kind of excited for that.
Well, do we know if it's going to play for everyone in the room?
God,
they've confirmed it's going to have 3D sound, so it'll sound different based on where you are in relation to it.
Okay,
well,
but
plus the fact that they showed someone playing it with people sitting around like they were listening to it, I assume
think so.
Yeah.
you could assume. But
I'm also excited to see where the Nath tribe is because they've started to put more and more, I feel like, into like the tribe locations.
So okay, here we go. Here we get the anti-tower. I'm gonna go ahead and pause this again. I actually am really into the way that this is designed visually. I think that this is very cool. The whole upside down sort of thing
it's
is
a callback to what was it, Olivert?
Yeah, I think that's what people were saying or theorizing. Yeah.
Really?
Oh yeah. Where the whole tower is upside down, like you're walking on the ceiling and you like look up and there's like tables and stuff on the top on the ceiling.
I don't remember this at all.
You don't remember Oilvert in 9, really?
No.
It was horrible.
No, I don't. It's been a long time since I played 9, so.
The thing that worries me the most about the two new dungeons is that they're just... I mean, obviously the anti-tower takes place in the main storyline, so I'm sure there will be story elements in it. But like the other one, the hard mode of the Lost City, I'm afraid that it's just going to be like, all right, you're in it, and there you go, and blah, you're done. And there's no like narrative to it.
Well, that's what that's what the Pharaoh Sirius was. It was so non-existent.
And Arboretum.
Yeah, the Arboretum especially.
All right, here we go. A lot of people have been talking about the creepy ass dolls. Now, this is actually an enemy from what, 4?
4, yes.
What are they called?
Calcobrenna.
Oh, yep. Dude, these creep me the fuck out.
The and the mechanic for that boss was super annoying because you had to kill one of the blue ones and one of the red ones at the same time. If one group was dead and the other one wasn't dead, then they would form into that big one. Eventually, the big one would disperse into the 6 little ones again. So you had to like time your attacks perfectly.
So there had to be equal numbers of each color, right?
So it's going to be kind of like a multiple mini oppressor.
Yeah, kind of.
You got to kill him.
Or it should have been anyway. I don't think that's what it's actually going to be.
It's probably not. I don't think so. But I mean,
you don't think they're going to try to repeat that mechanic? They could.
I mean, they could, but I don't know. I don't think so.
This is FF14 we're talking about, bro.
Yeah.
It would be interesting if you had to kill a red one within a certain amount of time after the blue one. Otherwise, the blue one just respawns.
Yeah, that might be a mechanic. But,
yeah.
I don't
but I mean, they got to form into the big one somehow.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, it's got to be something like that eventually. So.
All right, let's go back here. We'll get the big one here in just a second. They do form into the big one in the video.
Yeah.
They all jump together and then. Oh, God!
Show us on the doll where the darkness touched you.
Oh, that is terrifying.
Hello, Nightmare.
Oh. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of fucking Akira. When the toys come together and like in the Tetsuo's room. Oh my God, that's fucking terrifying. Terrifying.
It's fat material for a Nero.
It's really hard to fat too.
Have you tried?
Yeah, around like, I don't know, minute 35 is where I was finally able to make something happen.
It looks like a child though. I like how the Calcabrana had its signature attack of glare.
I like the music in here.
Well, it's like a bit more of a stepped up version of what was there before.
When I was first watching, because I watched it with a stream one of the nights, and what I sort of mentioned was it looks like the corruption or the taint of this place has been lifted.
Yes.
Taint. I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but there are beetles in there from 11.
Have we not seen the beetle model yet?
Nope.
Oh, okay.
I don't think so.
I didn't notice that. Good
I
catch.
noticed the beetles, but I didn't realize that they weren't in there anywhere yet.
Hey!
I like that he's been flying through the air this entire time.
Well, he was on the moon, wasn't he?
No, at the end of the
he
Hildebred
just blasted
quest,
off.
He got that sword, and that sword blasted off into the sky with him, and it said we'll be back in Heavensward. So it's been like half a year he's just been flying through the air.
Yeah. All right, here's some of the gear.
Oh, some of this gear looks so cool
that they've shown off. Yeah, I got to agree here.
All right, the one on the far right, if I'm not mistaken, that's the coat that originally Bards only had.
Okay,
and you'll notice that person has an axe.
Yeah.
So I guess they're giving that to tanks now.
I feel like I've also seen that shoulder pauldron, but not the chest plate. Like the shoulder pauldron was like some kind of like strappy thing. Yeah, I don't know. That looks. I mean, it looks better. I do like the one all the way to the end.
Mm-hmm.
The tanky looking
armory stuff.
Yeah.
I think these look really cool. Very like sort of vagabondy.
Vagabond,
yeah.
Yeah, especially the one on the left.
Mm-hmm.
No, Rogadin doesn't matter. Here we go. We've got some of the recolors of the
Alagon gear.
Yeah. Which looks really good, I gotta say. Like, I actually do like that coat in black. It's pretty.
It looks
badass.
good once it's not disgusting gray brown.
Yeah. There's more of the
Alagon
stuff. Yeah, the recolors. That's pretty badass. I'm just gonna let this play.
Lot of new glamour stuff though. The true game.
New haircuts.
Doesn't one of those look like Seifer?
Yeah, kind of.
The one with the ponytails. Yeah.
A lot of anime hair.
One guy looked like Boromir from Lord of the Rings.
So he's gonna die in the first act? Yeah.
Sean Bean syndrome.
Yep. Are you gonna finish that or just throw? Okay. All right. No.
A senior moment.
Now these giant pinballs that are rolling around kind of seems like it could be an interesting mechanic.
Yeah.
New get out of the way. A new spin on get out of the way. Yeah.
The enemy design is pretty good.
Hopefully you have to like kite the pinballs into like other like springs and stuff to get the high score to beat the boss.
Tilt.
We've got a gobwalker there.
All I see when I look at this is just fucking giant flat ass arenas.
I know.
Like that, for me right now, that is probably my biggest complaint with Square-Enix.
And by our powers combined.
Like how you can like tell people's age based on what they reference this to. Power Rangers, Voltron,
Zord,
fucking Captain Planet?
Yeah, what the fuck?
Dude, look at that thing. Now, is it me? Do you think like we're gonna be fighting those like the different components as the bosses for each one of those, and then leading up to all combined?
Oh no, I'm pretty sure you have to like the four little limbs. You're gonna fight those individually during the boss, and then you actually fight the boss combined later. Like
you don't think that it would be at least mildly more interesting to encounter those like in the raid leading up to it?
Oh, sure, it would be a lot more interesting.
Yeah,
2 arms and 2
but
legs.
they're gonna have the.
What was that, Woody?
2 arms in the first fight, 2 legs in the second fight, then the whole thing in the third.
Okay, yeah, that's one way you could do it. Yeah, or they could give us 5 fucking fights.
Yeah, right. No, see, that's gonna be like the trash for AS8, I guess, because you're not gonna have trash before the boss, so you have to have the trash in the fight.
We'll see. I think it would be better. My way is better. I'm just going to say that.
I'm not denying that your way is better.
I know.
This is the Square Enix way.
But always my way is better.
Since the days of Eld.
I gotta say that music, as it was fading out, sounded like it was about to get really good.
Yeah, but no spoilers.
You must be willing to do whatever it takes. To fight, to kill, and if necessary...
Looking away from that hot chocolate again.
Guilt chocolate.
Banfred laying the beat down on that fucking pissant, whatever the fuck his name is.
Give Square Enix this. They know how to present a fucking trailer. And there you go. You get, at the end, join 5 million players worldwide. That highly dubious number. Again,
okay, well, you're not joining them at the same time.
Yeah, but like people keep riding me for pointing that number out like I'm somehow wrong. I'm saying that it's on all of Square Enix's marketing.
No, okay, here's what happened. Square Enix heard you say that, and they're like, oh, that sounds like a good number. Let's just go with that number.
We have 5,000, Fox? He's like, yeah.
5 million?
We do,
5
Yoshi.
million.
5 million. Whatever.
Yeah. Oh, okay,
Let's put that on the banner. Slap it on there. Limit Break Radio said it.
Yeah.
Must be true.
All right, so there you go. There's the 3.2 trailer. If you would like to share your opinions, send a Skype message to Limit Break Radio or call us 810-515-8715. We'd love to know all of your thoughts. What are your expectations? What did you notice something in that trailer that we just kind of glanced over? If you'd like to give us a call, again, a Limit Break Radio on Skype or 810-515-8715. So let's talk about this gear because this seems to be a big focus of what everyone's talking about right now.
Much hype.
There is a lot of hype surrounding some of this new gear design. Because, I don't know. What are you not excited for this gear design?
You know, looking back at the Ninja gear,
because like your affinity for like glamours and shit. You know what I mean? Like I thought this would be fairly big for you.
I don't know. I'm really not feeling the Ninja one anymore.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
because it doesn't feel Ninja-y?
No, because it just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't like look cool. It just looks like a big smattering of blue and white.
Well, obviously you're gonna be able to change it at some point, and you did mention last time
too. Dye it?
Yeah, dye it. And depending,
you don't think you're going to be able to dye it at some point? I think so.
It's Tome Gear, right? Like that's pretty obvious. It's Tome Gear.
Yeah, you'll have to upgrade it, and then you'll be able to.
You're going to be able to dye it. I think that the biggest thing that obviously everyone's probably noticing is this is the first time when it comes to Tome Gear that they've sort of stepped away from the idea that your Tome Gear is sort of designed to represent your job in some way. Like Ninja Tome Gear has always looked real ninja-y, right? And now they've stepped away from that, and they're just completely, designing it after the primals, which is fine.
Like, what the fuck do you want out of it exactly? Do you want another thing that covers all of your face except your eyes, and then it's just a black, like what the fuck?
I'm not feeling the Leviathan gear. That's all I'm saying. It's like, and if are you really placing faith in Square Enix to make the dyeing look decent? Because like the last few sets I've tried to dye just look awful.
I don't know, man.
I think that the Leviathan gear is fucking pimp.
First of all, I think that they do a fairly good job with their dyeing. My one criticism is that I would like to be able to have a little bit more control and also be able to control the color of the highlight on the gear.
Yes, that's the big
would be
thing.
a big one.
They do need to make it so that each piece of gear has like a primary and a secondary color.
I agree. I totally agree.
That would solve like 90% of my issues with the dyeing.
Oh no, well, and I agree, and I agree with you there. But I'm saying in terms of like gear customization and coloring, the way that they do it, like other games, just like they just change the color palette and it looks hideous.
You know what I think why I like this one the most is it's the first time we've gotten Ninja gear that isn't all like dark and shrouded and shadowy and stuff like that. It's kind of embracing just the idea that ninjas are nimble and quick and have that agility, but you don't necessarily have to be all like shadowy. And
stuff. It's a good light armor, man.
The dungeon gear gear from this last patch. That stuff wasn't... The ninja gear wasn't, like, freaking dark and shadowy and stuff.
No, that was fucking Lone Ranger.
None of that dungeon gear was any good.
But
none
I'm talking about... I'm talking
from
about
a design
tone
level,
gear.
it all sucked. It was like, even
the ninja stuff, it wasn't cool. It was gimmicky. You were a fucking Lone Ranger.
Kahlo is exactly right, man. Yeah, the Lone Ranger, those stupid fucking hats.
The white mage gear looks like ass.
Yeah,
it's
the only one that was cool was the stuff that was based on the fucking like Renaissance like Plague Doctor. That stuff was pretty cool.
That's the stuff that Woody just talked about.
What? No, the Plague Doctor stuff. That's fucking awesome.
From like you're
like
talking
the Assassin's
Creed.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, that was okay. I mean, I would never make it work, but I've seen some people who have, and it's like, okay, I guess.
So here's my question. All right, so,
I mean, these gear sets are based on primals.
Right.
Clearly, we've got Shiva up top for the caster.
Well, here's the thing. Do we think like Shiva's caster, or is that caster and healer? Because there's nothing else to show. Like let's say that's the caster, right? There's no other one that looks like it could be healer. So are they sharing the same gear set?
No, I don't think so. Because I mean, people have looked at a Dark Knight image that seems to be different from the other tank gear that we've seen. So I'm thinking that
you don't think we've seen all of it then?
No. I don't think we've seen all of it by a long shot. But I think that. Each job might get its own primal assignment.
I hope so. No. I hope so. That'd be cool.
No. I do not think that at all. I think we're going to get the tank set, caster set, and they obviously drop the ball on the DPS because dragoons, monks, and ninjas all have different gear, but...
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what's throwing me off right there.
You think they're going to give DPS all their own set and not caster and tank?
That's what they do in Coil. Or, Savage.
Oh, dude, how upsetting for casters and healers would that be if summoners, black mages, and the 3 healers all had the same gear?
See, Mismatcher in the chat is going, Ifrit is tank and monk. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah.
That makes literally no sense. So,
I mean, I think, like, we can all agree that Titan is going to be tank. Like, I don't know what else would fit for Titan.
I don't know.
Have they showed a tank yet, or no?
They showed a picture in
a video. No, it was in that trailer. It's somewhere in that trailer like disambiguated from the part where they're showing off all the gear.
Okay.
In one of the dungeon videos, it does have a Dark Knight in.
All right, I think that's about the only thing that you can take some sense of solace in is the fact that they didn't give us an actual picture of tank gear like this. They could be holding back other gear as well.
Absolutely.
But then here's the other thing you have to realize:
we just don't have the full picture.
Out of all the primals they've shown,
yeah,
they're all 2.0 primals.
That's true.
As far as that goes, like if they're not using 3.0 primals, that severely limits it. The one thing I'm hoping for above all else is I hope bards are based off of King Mogomog.
That would only make too much sense.
I think probably the Shiva gear is probably going to be the healer gear, and then the Ramu will be caster gear.
That would make sense.
Which makes more sense than flip-flopping the two.
Yeah.
Mitchell, no, Garuda is not tank. Garuda is
right there.
Dragoon.
Yeah,
it's right there.
You know what? I gotta give it to him. That armor's pretty sweet looking.
I dig it.
It's pretty sweet.
I dig it.
I didn't get to see the image until like well after I had heard that like Garuda was Dragoon. I'm like, how the fuck are they going to make that work? That is not the right color scheme at all for Dragoon.
She jumped besides the fucking. Oh my god! Because everything you guys wear has to be fucking purple. But
historically, yeah.
But she works as much as she flies up into the air and shit.
No, but as soon as I saw the picture, I'm like, that's
well. Guess what?
Yeah.
When you upgrade it, you can change to fucking purple.
There we go.
Yeah. So we got a couple of other screenshots. Here's Monk.
No. That's totally the tank, Nero. That's the tank. Come on.
The Ifrit Monk, I gotta say, looks pretty.
That looks great.
Pretty
I
fantastic.
don't like the hair that he's wearing.
But I love the things coming off his back. That's pretty really fucking cool. Yeah, no, the hair looks very.
How did not like the Goku hair?
Very anime.
That looks awesome.
We've got a preview of the Nath right there. So I guess that's going to be their little encampment that we're going to be helping out. There's the
Unholy Abomination.
Yeah, the Nath Mount that just, God, why?
And now, if you noticed in one of the scenes in the trailer, when you're doing a daily on that mount, you're like dropping, like you're fumigating something, basically.
Yeah, I saw that.
So
it's weird.
Yeah.
So weird. Oh my god. And then we've got some more Nath preview stuff down here. We've also there's this is not the primal tank set. This is
Alexander.
An Alex tank
Midas.
set. Okay, got it. I'm not a fan.
No, not even the weapon. Like
No. I mean, maybe if the greatsword looks kind of like that might be cool. Which I'm assuming that it will, because I kind of like that little vial that's off to the side. That's pretty okay.
When I look at it, I feel like it's just a big conglomeration of like Alexandry things. Like, put some chrome on here, color something gold, put more metal.
Yeah, I don't like the gold, man. That's really my primary complaint.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and I don't like the exposed chest either. That's a little bit off-putting. And then here we got Ninja. What do you guys think of this Ninja shit?
I like the headpiece.
I was gonna say, I know that Juxta overall doesn't like it, but I do because it's still a very sleek design, and it gives me. You hit the nail on the head. One episode, you said it's very like Watchmen-like. I feel like it's a real, like it feels really contemporary superhero-like to me, and I really dig it.
How do you see out of that? Exactly.
Are there no eye holes in it?
I don't see any eye holes.
Okay, you just daredevil the fuck out and you just sense where everything is.
It wouldn't be the first time because the Allegon striking visor is just like a piece of metal over your face.
Yeah, all right. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I don't know. I'll have to see like a picture of the ninja like facing towards the camera, because typically I don't like how like the stuff comes over the legs. It kind of like poofs out the chest piece.
Yeah, I'll give you that one.
I do kind of like the like metal inlays on the thigh though. Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool. I gotta say that's pretty. The weapons look great too. I gotta say that the weapons look pretty cool. Although you don't get the best profile view of them.
Yeah, I'm reserving the weapons because it's hard to exactly see them all that much.
Fair. Why do
you put previews on fucking Lalafell?
Never do that. Square-Enix, stop doing this.
Just remember, stop. They look terrible. You can't make out any of the details and designs.
And why did they take like the pole arm from a Rogadin and give it to a Lalafell? Like that's clearly not the right size pole arm for that character.
Square-Enix. Tisk tisk.
What the fuck is happening?
Escalia, what you think?
I hate Lalafells.
Well, no, we know that everyone hates Lalafells.
Hey. Nobody likes it.
No Lalafell.
I think it looks cool what I can see of it. The pole arm looks sweet.
You can see that it's black and brown.
Yeah,
kind of.
there's colors on it.
What's that thing on your head?
It's not his head.
Well, not his head, but I mean, like, but what's that supposed to be? Is that supposed? Hang on,
tiara?
Is that supposed to protect your gigantic retard forehead because you're playing Dragoon? Is that what it is? Like I didn't know that. I mean, I've been playing Dragoon for a little bit, but I didn't realize that your forehead grows like 2 or 3 times the size when you equip the job crystal.
That's my tiara. Thank you very much. When I win my beauty contest. It's every girl's dream.
Oh my god, that's a really awkward headpiece. I just got to say, like,
it looks like it's not textured at all.
No, it doesn't.
It looks it on there.
I'm like trying to withhold judgment because it's on a Lalafell. It might look better on someone else, but if that's what it looks like,
yeah. We've got Astrologian.
Thank God for glamour,
which looks cool, but again, it's suffering from the same thing that I think the tank does, and it's suffering from the same thing that I think Astrologian does in general. Is I feel like they don't have a defined look. So anytime they're wearing something, it's kind of like, all right, yeah, that's astrology-y.
Well, it's healery. I mean, this is going to be a healer set, so...
Yeah, I know, but still, there's nothing about it that really pops out at me. Like, you could put that, like, in a dungeon or as tome gear, just anywhere, and it's just like...
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it's not. I don't know that it's particularly inspirational.
Yeah,
but,
there you go. Like a lot of the gears that they come out with, like it looks good. Obviously, they have a great design team, but there's nothing about it that. All right, no, I got it, Juxta. I know. When you think back to WoW, when you think of like certain tier sets, there are certain ones that like pop out in your head because like for that class, they're pretty fucking iconic, right?
Right.
I very rarely get that with certain jobs in FF. Dark Knights, I never get that with Dark Knights. I never get that with Astrologans. Like, everything they wear looks cool and looks great, and yeah, it looks Dark Knighty or Astrologan, but none of it sticks out in my mind as like an iconic one. You know what I mean?
The only thing I'll disagree about with that is their implement, where it does look very clockwork.
Yeah,
but again, they all look the same.
But well, also you got to keep. I mean, I think it's a little bit unfair to pin that all on Dark Knights or Astrologians, because they've only had from 2.0 to now to have gear in there. Like any of the gear that they're using before, that was gear that was allocated for paladins and warriors or white mages and scholars. So they had intrinsically a different design.
Well, sure, but
because I went out of my way when I was a warrior to find gear that looked
Dark Knighty. I'll get you. I'll give you that. And that's not to say
and
that
it was hard. It was difficult.
And it's not to say that the gear that they have, because again, all the Dark Knight gear, yeah, obviously looking at it, you can tell that's Dark Knight gear, right? And it looks Dark Knighty,
sure,
but it all kind of blends together for me.
Yeah,
I think the biggest problem with all the Midas stuff is that it's all trying to convey the sense that it came from Midas, and it's just like it becomes just so samey. Like if this was just like if the Astrologian, if this gear was just by itself, and then everyone else had gear that like looked different from it, that would really stand out, and I would really like that because it looks all the same.
Yeah,
I feel like it just kind of blends together. And I feel like it works against Square Enix.
Well, and here's the problem with that though, because it should look like where it comes from. But that shouldn't be the only thing that went into the design. When you look at them, you should also know that's a healer, besides the fact that, they're robes and it's on a healer.
It's robes and it's white.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the rogue stuff, maybe that's why. That looks like the mask and stuff and the sleek design, that looks like something that should be on a rogue.
And the reason why they can convey that look with the rogue is because they're only making gear for that one job.
That's true.
Like they're only making the gear to look like a ninja, versus the healer stuff has to look white mage, astrologian, and scholarly.
Yeah, that's what I was saying is that when you're designing gear and the job isn't even in the game, so it's not even a consideration. I can see how there would be less gear options that feel Dark Knighty. There's also the issue that a lot of other tanks use a lot of those pieces that look big beefy metally or Dark Knight spiky, whatever. They use those pieces as well, so you just see it and you go, oh, tank. You don't go, oh, Dark Knight.
Well, even when it comes to tome gear, nothing about it feels iconic to me.
That's just true too. It's just like, just gear.
And again, that's not like a knock on them, because the gear design's still good. But, every once in a while, I just like to, when they put something in there that just seems like really, really iconic to that particular role. And you're right, it is easier for the jobs that, have a longer history within the FFs.
Right, absolutely. And then we've got down here, this looks like the caster pieces.
Yep.
Which, I think out of all of, granted, it's just a recolor of
the chest piece kind of looks
the healer. Yeah, it is. It's a recolor of the healer.
Yeah, it's like let's use a black main color instead of a white one.
Yeah, pretty much. I do like that staff though. That staff is pretty badass. Got to give him that. So, we've also got screenshots of Stone,
useless things.
Blah, blah, blah. Yeah. And then here's that like Mobley.
He looks like a mad professor, doesn't he?
A little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit. They also kind of remind me a little bit of the what were the gobs that were down in
Moblins?
Were they Moblins?
Yeah, they were called,
down in
Moblins.
Movolopolis.
Yeah, Moblins.
The head looks like, and the hair really looks like that. The one guy I played in Borderlands 2.
He has
the psycho.
Oh, the psycho bandit Krieg.
Yeah,
he's absolutely got David Lynch hair. I definitely see that.
It's canon. This Moblin is David Lynch. That's what Nero's saying.
But I think that's a pretty cool design for Gobbies.
Mm-hmm.
It definitely breaks with the current design. There we see one of the bosses from Midas.
Using Utsuit Semi.
It's a samurai robot.
It does look like what it's doing. So not really much else that we can glean from that. There's the big version of the dude.
The hair, for me, is the biggest telltale sign that I think that little guy is going to turn into this big guy.
Do you think so?
Yeah.
Well, he's also got like a little a little, those stupid things that doctors have on their hats, that little circle,
the mirrors.
Yeah, on their head.
Yeah. Well, but he's got one in the small version too. It's just like flipped
down.
up.
I was trying to see what that was, and now that I know what it is.
Yeah.
He's a doctor.
Yeah, we've got I don't know what
we're literally going up against fucking Jekyll and Hyde.
Yeah,
Dr. Gabi and Mr.
Mob.
So we also we've got a nice screenshot of one of the battlefields for Midas.
Oh, which is so cool.
It is. It looks great, and we did see actually in the trailer there was some of those like
sliding down.
Yeah, Sonic grinding rails or whatever.
That's easily though one of probably the coolest backdrops I've seen in this game.
Yeah,
you know what? This actually makes me upset because I want to go down there, and I want to explore that, and I know I'm not going to.
Ever.
It would be cool if, like, eventually we got a dungeon that like went more like went a different path.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I sort of feel like they have a lost opportunity with like never going back and revisiting any of the other coil bulkheads. You know what I mean? Because if that would be another really good dungeon. Like shit, we're OP as fuck right now. Let's go back and crush some Dalman shit. And I mean they've talked about the possibility of that in the future. They just said that they wanted to move away from having to design more elegant shit, which I kind of understand.
Yeah, they've been doing elegant shit for a long time now.
Yep, and then of course here at the bottom we've got the VV minion as well. As well as Mr. Hildebrand there.
Mr. Godbert.
Well,
Hildebrand is his.
Yeah, but Godbert's just like he's barely in the background. Like you barely see him. You see like the side of his face.
No, I'm saying Hildebrand Vanderbilt.
Mr. Vanderbilt. You fucking moron.
Well, it's because you fucked me up.
It's been a while since we hung out with him too.
It's only been like half a year.
Yeah, right.
Square-Enix.
So, we're going to be checking back in with Hildebrand. Now, do you guys think that this is going to be an entirely new storyline, or do you think that it's going to be somehow connected to the wizardry school, and that they're just going to take an abrupt left turn with that plot line?
It has to be associated with it.
Does it?
Are they going to have two Inspector stories going at the same time?
Is there an Inspector in that? Because I haven't done that shit yet.
I was going to say, how many people have done that wizardry school thing?
I definitely have
not.
Okay, now that Hildebrand's in it, how many of us are going to do it?
Me.
I will.
I'll do it, yeah.
Yeah, see, now that Hildebrand's back, they probably looked at it and they were like, oh, wow, I guess people
no one's done this.
Really did like Hildebrand. Maybe we should bring him back.
No
they
shit.
They could do two storylines and merge them at the end.
Maybe,
that's dumb. Papa.
Briarden's already
good
there.
Addition.
Like, they've
good
got to
addition.
do it. It's got to be related. To
I hate that Briarden's back. I hate that guy. He's so dumb.
Is he back?
He's boring.
Yes.
Oh God.
Right.
You never did those quests, did you?
The Scholastic?
Yeah.
No.
Oh.
Fuck no.
Did it have anything to do with Hildebrand not being in it?
Yeah, well, I heard that it was bad and it was anime high school, so no, I haven't done it.
Come on down to anime high school.
The fuck?
I don't know.
Jesus.
Brought to you by Cartman.
You should get. Well, no, we should put together like an intro for it. Like do a full on anime intro for it.
Brought to you by Weeboos Incorporated.
There you go.
I don't have a drop that appropriately showcases my discontent for you.
Brought to you by Naruto Fleshlights.
Oh. Really? Not even
Why don't we have like a fuck you?
He just wants a simple fuck you drop.
Or just stop.
Honestly, I was waiting.
Oh, here we go.
Get out! I was waiting.
It's a classic.
I was waiting for the yaoi, anal intercourse, maui zaui drop. No, he missed that one.
No,
you missed that one.
That one has to do with fucking like getting butt sex and stuff. That's like the Escalia drop. You can't just bust that out for anime shit.
Oh, all right. Well, let's. That's about it in terms of news for FF14. We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to get your opinions, your reactions to the screenshots, the trailer, any of that shit. Send a Skype message over to Limit Break Radio or 810-515-8715. We would absolutely love to hear from you. And let us know what you think. Do you like the gear design? Do you like the mob design? Are you getting sick of these fights? Does it feel like a retread of the same same content over and over and over again. Well, if you have something to say about that, send a Skype message over to Limit Break Radio. Kooky will be on the other end and happy to help you out and send you along into the booth with us.
Speaking of Kooky, it's really nice to finally have her on our home server of... Oh, wait.
Oh, wait.
No.
Kooky.
She's still not over.
Really? I thought she made a bet with you that she would do something.
Yeah.
Something?
Yeah, that she would move to our server, which she hasn't done yet.
Oh, so did she?
And she's like, apparently her excuse is, oh, well, I transferred my mule over first, and now they stop you from doing any transfers for 3 days.
Okay, so...
Even though it's been more than 6 days or 9 days since the bet has concluded, Kooky. So what's your excuse now, huh?
Maybe she's waiting until we do our bet stuff.
It sounds like she pulled one over on you, Kahlo.
Yeah.
It sounds like you got
She pulled a fast one. Yeah.
Just wait till FanFest.
So speaking of the bet, we want to remind you that next week the bet is going down. The pay up is happening. We're going to be making Twitch history here live on twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. To my knowledge, I don't know of another live tattooing that's ever gone down on twitch.tv. So you're going to want to
research this?
No, I
Oh, so you're just pulling it out of your ass.
No. He said he's never heard of. That is not a lie.
Yeah.
I didn't say it was a lie. I'm just saying you're.
No,
kind of
I just
pulling
never
it out
heard
of
it.
your
I
ass.
just never heard of it.
Well, I haven't heard of anyone being as sexier than I am, and so.
Excuse me, we talk about Joe Never all the time.
Yeah, well, he's sexy. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have anything on me. So.
Okay, what about MTQ? What about Ellie Buttons? What about any other girl on Twitch?
I've got a quiet PSA that begs to differ.
Not too bad. Yeah, not too bad. I mean, granted, it's no juxtaposition, but
I'd like to mute him now.
No.
Done. You deserve that. Oh my God, do you deserve that?
Ringo Moigrabeam O says there's an actual tattoo shop that streams.
Damn.
On Twitch?
On Twitch?
On Twitch? I don't know.
Yeah, what category does that fall under?
Creative.
Yeah, maybe.
Dumbass.
Maybe. So also, we'd love to hear from you. What are you doing for Valentine's Day, and why the fuck would you be calling us?
What the fuck? Thor Carson, I'm on break from Valentine's Day. Hi, LBR hype. How do you take a break from Valentine's Day? Excuse me, honey, I have to go talk to my stream friends. BRB.
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, how exactly do you swing that one?
Yeah, how do you word that?
Did you say man crush?
We know where Thor's priorities are.
And yeah, he says yes on Twitch under creative. Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, see, great. Now you know, so now you can't say that.
Well, whatever.
Whatever.
I'll bet you he says it anyway.
Yeah, we'll say it.
Well, you can't say it now because now you're lying.
It's the first MMO tattoo.
Yeah.
The first MMO-themed bet-related tattoo.
The first Final Fantasy podcast to do it.
Just keep getting more specific.
Anyway, make sure that you join us for that here on twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. That's going down next week. I don't know. We don't know exactly what the start time is because we're pretty much going to be planning around when this artist shows up. So he's supposed to be here at 1, but
Yeah, you know how artists are.
Yeah. Anyway, so all right, I'm going to take you off mute.
I was gonna say maybe we shouldn't talk bad about the artist. That's because it's taken like 3 months to find one. So.
No, and we do want to send a shout out and thank you to Sam Wolf, who is a tattoo artist out at let's see, Signature Tattoo at 230 West 9 Mile in Ferndale, Michigan. You can check them out for all of your tattoo needs if you're in Michigan, or you find yourself in Detroit and you want to be tattooed by the same person who tattooed the legendary Juxtaposition. Then you can go ahead and book your appointment over at Signature Tattoos. So again, thank you to Sam Wolf. That's going to be awesome.
Do we want to give a celebratory howl to Sam Wolf?
Sure.
Okay, on 3.
Okay.
1, 2, 3. No one else did it.
We did it the first time. I was going to wait for you guys to do it.
Yeah.
And I was just going to sit here and look at you and stare at you.
I kind of saw it in your eye, and I'm like, I bet he's not going to do anything and let Jux do it all by himself.
That's what I thought I was going to do the first time, so I waited until everyone else did it. Assholes. I knew it.
I bet we could get the intern to do it with you, Jux.
Don't trust it.
All right. So on the last episode, we played a fun game that was brought to us by Ascalia. Brought the Final Fantasy draft to the table, and we drafted our teams. So how are we doing this? We're checking in on the lineups? We're doing this?
How about if I give people my little thoughts on my team?
Hold on,
because people have been asking me.
Well, hold on. Don't we have like production for this? Like Sports Center, like doo 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 doo.
You're our production. Go for it.
Oh, there you go. Good job.
Does that work? Does that work?
That works for me.
Yeah.
All right, Cal, tell us what's your thoughts on your team.
All right. Well, a lot of people, I think the biggest thing they were wondering is, what do you think about your name, Carlo? What do you think about your name?
What do you think about your name?
And someone's like, I bet you guys wear a lot of hoodies and stuff, right? And like I feel like people were really expecting me to be surprised and offended.
Racist.
Like you guys watch this show. All right, you're here as much as I am. More, in fact. You've probably been to more episodes than I have, okay? So do you really think that I was fucking surprised? No.
It's true. Someone asked you about it.
Ice too, Woody? Thank you.
Someone asked you about it in the link show, and you're like completely unsurprised was your response.
Like I rolled my eyes like, of course. Of course. And to be honest, my team actually didn't turn out that bad.
Of course.
You had some people who, like, they had 3 different jokes that they were trying to get across with your team, and they all just amalgamated.
I think a team of all Sids would have been hilarious.
Yep. And then someone wanted to do a team of all, like, remake-specific FF7 characters.
Oh, okay.
And then someone wanted a team of all little kids on your team.
We had suggested a team of all the black characters from Final Fantasy. Yeah, that's the thing. We couldn't come up with a full team.
Did you get more than 2? Because Jux and I were trying to do the same thing.
No, we only got 2.
We got 2.
Yeah, that's all we had.
That's it, yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, so call us the racist.
Does Vargas from 6 count?
Who's the real racist, huh? Is it us or is it fucking Square-Enix?
Vivi, Shadow, I guess there's 4.
Fuck! Vivi's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
Oh, we said that in the show.
Did we?
And then I said Black Mage too.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so
I must have just
African.
I don't listen to you.
Yeah, the only one that I was really disappointed with was the Spoony Bard. I thought Barrett was a great choice for a coach, though. That was awesome.
He is fairly motivational.
Definitely,
He's motivational. All right.
But yeah.
So, okay, now that we've run the entirety of the song talking about your opinions on the team, why don't we go to Ascalia with the updated sports report?
That's right, Aniro. And of course, week 1 was filled with drama and intrigue in the Final Fantasy Feast League as Henger's Crucible scored a come-from-behind win against the Mordian Jailbirds. The Jailbirds got off to a strong start, but a great second-half performance by Orin secured a win for the Crucible.
Was that a sexual innuendo?
At any given time, probably.
I was going to say, you mentioned the Jailbirds and then, the Crucible coming from behind.
Coming from behind, Yes, you got it. Well done.
Okay, cool.
The Besaid butt plugs pounded Titan's banana hammock this week, and admittedly, I didn't read that out loud after I wrote it. My apologies.
Oh, so that one wasn't intentional.
No, much like your picture for your team, it is a glorious accident.
I would just like to point out, because I think you were the one in the show that made the comment, like, I love how they picked a tank for you that ended up dying. But did you die? No. So the tank did his job and kept your sorry DPS ass alive.
What's he talking about?
I have no idea.
Harshaphant.
Yeah,
my tank is Harshaphant.
Yes.
The worst tank ever.
Did you die?
He's right. He got in the way and he took the hit for us, technically.
So that you guys could go get the win.
Guess what?
But okay, when you have the defense of a Dragoon, you should probably maybe not do that.
Or, we have a tank that doesn't die at the the first side of combat that he gets.
Yeah, plus, if I had been hit by that, I'm pretty sure that I would have just gotten up and been like, what the fuck? It wouldn't have killed me.
Well, we can't all have the Echo in Nero. Coach Kefka was given unanimous league MVP honors for the week, and every voter was very specific to assure us that they weren't threatened with poison.
Oh, okay.
So, I don't know.
Nice job, Kefka.
Yeah,
Good job, boys. Good job.
Bondage and Servitude picked up the Week 1 win against the Callow Klux Klan. Skeptics didn't know how well BNS's tactic of showing off tits and ass would work against a team of mainly children, women, and dead people, but those critics have certainly been silenced.
I have one child, one dead person, and one chick. How is it mostly?
That's like, what, 60%? 50%?
You're so bad at this.
In other league news, Crucible range DPS Waka is currently under investigation for the use of deflated blitz balls. The team's equipment manager revealed a text exchange between him and Waka in which he says, quote, "I just like them a little underinflated. More on this story as it develops." And that's what's going on in FFFL news this week, guys.
Oh, man. All right. So, does anyone have any lineup changes? Like, are we doing the waiver wire thing?
You're allowed to do the waiver wire. You can make an exchange of a player. You can swap in your flex. I just need those updates to me by Tuesday when the new team matchups go up.
Who's on the waiver wire? Because I feel like it should rotate. Like there should only be certain characters available on the waiver wire at a time.
Typically, anyone who's not drafted would be available on the waiver wire.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we can't. That just means that we can swap out our team if we don't fucking like.
Well, you're only allowed to swap out one player a week.
But what I'm saying is if we only had like maybe 6 people to choose from, and that rotates each week, that would make for a more difficult choice.
What about like this? What if once someone's been chosen, they can't be chosen again?
Well, that's already. Well, that's kind of.
I think the fact
that would negate free agencies, though.
Well, because I think the fact that you only get to switch out one per week anyhow, is kind of limited enough to where we wouldn't have to worry about like a specific.
I think if there was like a possible 6 or so that we could all pick from.
How do we determine those then? Do we all?
He makes them up. League commissioner makes them up.
You want me to pick 6-10 characters a week that we can swap out, and I'll have them to you by the end of the show?
Yeah,
great,
awesome.
Can do that.
That way we're not just throwing random shit out there. It's like there's like a list.
Yep.
To
and
pick
the starting waiver wire, by the way, guys, is reverse draft order. So Callow would be first.
Okay,
he's got priority.
He's always last, though. That's the joke. He always has to be last.
Well, he's here now, so.
Now you know who's last? Nika.
Yep. Yeah. So make sure you head on over to Limit Break Radio. Tuesday night, the new matchups will go up. Make sure you cast your vote to determine who wins in week 2.
And that's the thing is, I'm not sure that we made this exactly clear. You got to go over to limitbreakradio.com. There's going to be a post over at our blog. You can find that at limitbreakradio.com/blog. And then you can click the link and find links to the polls where you'll be able to vote for who wins and who loses.
Commissioner, I want to switch out my flex Minfilia for my coach Lightning.
So Minfilia is going to be coaching you this week?
Yes, Minfilia.
Okay. You
heard her large breasts.
Minfilia is the coach of Bondage and Servitude this week.
Okay. I want somebody to check those water bottles that we use, too, from Titan's Banana Hammocks.
Oh, hey, you know what? You're your own water boy. Like, that's not my job.
What, you think somebody poisoned you in your team?
Who would do that?
I don't know.
Right now.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Your coach is Duncan from the same game. How is he not warning your people to check that?
These are baseless. These are just baseless attacks.
By the way, Woody, could you do me a favor and not pick a character that would have been around in the 130th round of the draft next time? Finding a picture of him was fucking impossible.
I'll think about it.
I Google a picture of Duncan. There's one picture of his sprite and one picture of the concept art for Bannon. And that is the most there is for fucking Duncan.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that was a deep cut right there, I gotta say.
Maybe a reach in the 3rd round or whatever the hell it was.
So, anyway, yeah, make sure that you're involved in the voting process. That's over at limitbreakradio.com at our blog. We're going to be stepping up our blog game over there. This is just one way that we're going to be doing it, but make sure that you're checking that out often. So thank you, by the way, for that, Escalia.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that was fun. So all right, I wanted to talk about this. There's this great show. Actually, you know what? First, I wanted to talk about this article that Woody found. Actually, this massively OP. I don't actually know this site. Does anyone visit Massively Overpowered?
Now this is different from. Isn't there like a Massively MMO or something like that?
No. Well, Massively.com shut down.
Oh,
that's been gone for a while.
Oh, okay. Then no, I've never heard of them before.
Is Massively OP what came out of that? I don't remember.
I don't know.
I mean, I know the name.
Happy Valentine's Day, whether you straight or gay, or fluid or swing both ways. Whether you're a warrior of light, or like it nice and tight, whether you like to rim, or in Quim you like to swim, BLB Army is horny, so let's have a Twitch orgy #hype.
Wow,
he rhymed that. Was that iambic pentameter?
That was rhymed.
Now, out of curiosity, were you covered under one of those, Escalia?
I think he had me well covered under those.
Okay, fair enough.
Rimming, right?
As long as we're all included. Anyway, so over at Massively Overpowered, they did they released this article yesterday, February 13th, 2016, and it's Massively OP's Guide to MMO Podcasts. And of course, when you scroll down to FF14. Right there at the top.
What is that?
What is this?
Oh.
Kooky hitting up a link to that in the chat room. This is so cool. I gotta say, the fact that we're at the top of this list just gives me the biggest erection.
We've noticed.
Yes. So,
unfortunately,
you're lifting the table.
But I have to admit that they did a really like a very comprehensive list of podcasts here. We've got, of course, Limit Break Radio at the top slot. Not that the top slot means anything, but we do know that it's objectively the best. So Limit Break Radio up there at the top, followed by Eighth Right Radio, then FF14 Realm Podcast, Gathered Together, Sequence Break, Chocobo Knights, Phoenix Down, She Heals I Tank, and of course at the very, very end, State of the Realm. I don't think that's not fair. Although I gotta say, I've never even heard of She Heals I Tank. I don't know that one.
Well, apparently it's made by a vegan blog, a vegan and gaming blog.
And they have like 7 posts?
Yeah. The last podcast was in last year.
A vegan
yes
gaming blog.
A vegan gaming. Click on it.
That's a niche audience right there.
I think it's like Banana Pete or something.
Vegan Pete.
Vegan Pete. There you go.
So we had sponsors worried that we were a niche audience.
Wow.
What's the vegan gaming demographic look like?
It's actually the 1%ers.
A banana with a shield and sword.
Well, I'm not sure what one has to do with the other. I mean, good that this guy's like into this thing, but
well, you know that vegans have to let everybody know that they're vegan.
Yes, that's true.
So,
that's like part of being a vegan.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, and it also like
you have to be as insufferable as possible.
It's a cool blog because it has like a gaming podcast and like vegan like food tips and stuff. And there's one recipe on it for a vegan.
How do you blend those two things together? How do you get from vegan to gaming?
I truthfully have no idea.
I hate to say this. I kind of want to hear an episode just to find out. I want to know how you do that.
Okay, well, it's like you're eating and you're playing a game. So why not combine the two?
Look,
well, I do like food and I do like gaming.
Can we point out that under Final Fantasy XI, Elegantly Edwith is there?
Which links to Limit Break Radio, which I'm totally fine with.
Plus Elegantly Edwith had how many episodes and was
like 14?
How many years ago?
Yeah, that was a while ago. It was a while ago. Yeah, that show hasn't been updated in a long old time. They may be going by just iTunes directory listings, which if they are, I could see that. Yeah, I guess that would make sense.
That vegan one sounds like that sweaty balls.
Skit,
but less funny.
It sounds like an NPR cooking show. Yeah, that would be. Oh my God, that would be hilarious. Well,
now when you're cooking your apple pie, you cannot use sweet cream. We will use this cream substitutes.
Look, I feel like we're beating up on the guy a little bit, and I'm afraid that he's going to hear it and get really upset and butthurt. Not that he would come after us because he's a vegan, and vegans can't really do anything.
Whoa,
they don't have the energy to, like... Just a little bit of protein helps in that department, bro. Just saying. Just saying. So,
says
anyway,
the former vegan. Or you were vegetarian.
Vegetarian,
right?
yeah. 10 years, and it was all. I gained a fuckload of weight. It was bad.
Soy, then let's move on.
Yeah. That was so bad.
So good job.
That was hopefully funny, okay?
But anyway, we want to send a shout out and thank you to MassivelyOP.com. You guys, you know what would be awesome? You know what would be really awesome? If you guys could hit up this article and just leave a couple of comments. There's 43 comments on there already, but I would love it if there was some LBR representation in the comments here, because that would be. I don't know.
You heard him, LB Army. Light up those comments.
Look, I need fat material, okay, guys? It's been building up for a few days. I can't. It's cold outside, so I can't run around screaming anymore.
A Nero's penis is only at half mast.
That's right.
He needs full chub.
That's right. See, the X-Men Apocalypse trailer came out, and what's her nuts is Psylocke. Olivia Munn. Yeah, Olivia Munn is Psylocke.
Do you remember that story I told you about the
jizz was all over the walls, but now I'm just kind of dry, and I need something that'll get me back in there.
The story I told you about the Conan bit where she talked about getting into her thing. Apparently, her first day on set, she popped the crotch of her costume wide open. The dude who plays Quicksilver, the look on his face when she said that is just priceless.
How come I wasn't working on that movie?
Right?
Damn it.
God damn it.
Some powerful camel toe.
It could not be contained. All right, so I don't know if you guys have ever checked out this show called PBS Game Show. This is a show I've actually been watching this quite a bit. There's actually a lot of gaming channels out there that are very similar to this. One that comes to mind is Vsauce is quite similar. Also. Damn it! What is the name of that? This Exists, and the other one that again I can't. Oh, the Idea Channel, the PBS Idea Channel, and they make some really interesting content. And they put out this video recently called "Do Games Need to Be Painful?" And as I was watching it, I could not help but here's some of the same arguments and some of the some of the same criticisms that we've been leveling at FF14 for a while. So I kind of wanted to check this out. You guys should head on over to youtube.com and subscribe to PBS Game Show. They, like I said, they put out some phenomenal content, and in fact, I think when everyone in the room watched this initially, that we wish that it was a bit longer and a bit more in depth. So I think what I'd like to do is take a minute and watch a little bit of it, comment on some of it, and then I think that this is an appropriate place, that Limit Break Radio is an appropriate place to expand on that discussion.
The whole video is like a great primer for the Salted Earth episode.
It kind of is. Oh, yeah. It kind of is.
One thing that struck me about this video when I was watching it is this seems like an example of sponsored content done right, whereas he comes out and says who his sponsor is in the beginning, and it has nothing to do with what's in the video.
Absolutely.
And that was fine. It didn't bug me at all.
It's very brief and to the point, and absolutely, yeah. So
one thing that struck with me is that this is all stuff that I feel like we've talked about last year. Oh, wait, it is.
But if you'd like to chime in on this video or any of the discussions, send a Skype message over to Limit Break Radio or 810-515-8715 to chime in on anything that we're talking about today. So, all right, let's make this a little bit bigger and check this out. Here we go.
This episode is brought to you by Squarespace.
Having flashbacks from the 1990s. Squaresoft.
As Charlie Chaplin once said, to truly laugh, you have to be able to take your pain and play with it.
By the way, a great justification for all jokes in that one quote from Charlie Chaplin.
Amazing performer.
Absolutely.
You look at all comedians; they all have everything rooted in some pain of some sort.
Absolutely.
Just that. Not just to make us laugh, but to make us have fun through often brutal challenges. It started with arcade cabinets designed to
say what?
Orders and keep kids coming back day
I don't think so. I don't know. I've never.
The logic passion
Never
of
seen
creating
Nerd or Die.
games has only evolved. There's an art to poking and prodding a player to shape their behaviors and keep them interested. Scientists have been looking into this line of research for quite some time as well. Psychologist B.F. Skinner called it operant conditioning. With his famous Skinner boxes, he would subject animals to various rewards and punishments in order to condition their behaviors. A mouse might be given a signal, like a blinking light, and then be expected to push a lever. If they didn't, they'd get a zap of electricity. If they did, they'd get a delicious food pellet. To an extent, game designers have to think about players like they're that mouse in the Skinner box. In the game world, a pre-programmed response to the player's actions is called a contingency. In the original Legend of Zelda, getting hit by an enemy meant losing a heart, while killing them meant the reward of extra health, money, or other items. Designers use these punishment and reward systems to condition players to do all kinds of things.
Now, I think that this is a really great point, and something in all of our discussions, we never brought up Skinner boxes, operant conditioning, any of these actual scientific terms that come down to
any of these smart things.
Yeah, right. but what he's talking about is very strictly a risk reward system that players don't. I feel like there are some ways in which players don't know that they're being rewarded. They just feel like they're basically not impeded. You don't lose, and so you advance on. And I think that this is a really interesting way to continue to sort of look at what we want out of the challenge that this game and other games in general provide for us.
Yeah, I think the cool thing too is and the way that you brought it up that way too is I think that FF14 there is an inconsistency in their level of conditioning or what is it operative conditioning. I think there's a big inconsistency from one level of the game to the next, whether it's the casual, the mid-core, or the end game.
Absolutely.
Advanced games like Dark Souls and Bloodborne.
Your favorite game?
Acts almost like a guide, teaching the player about the world and its rules. Every battle could be that electric zap in the Skinner box, and you can only learn what to do.
Do you feel like you were being zapped electrically?
Absolutely. And see, here's my thing about Dark Souls, and I've not had a chance to really talk about this. The thing about Dark Souls is that I know it's a great game, and it's got a lot of things in there that I want out of a game. The difficulty is ramped up too high personally for me. Right? All it does for me is just create massive amounts of frustration.
We're pretty butthurt about it.
But the thing is that it's a continued it's a continued dialogue. You work at trying to get better, and you do slowly improve over time. Now, with other games, you see the reward being hit way more often.
Oh yeah.
And the thing is that game is not very rewarding. Its only reward is advancement. You get to move beyond the place that you're stuck at. And there is I do really want to try Bloodborne because I feel like from what I understand, it is more offensive than defensive, and that is a little bit more my style of gameplay, and I feel like I might be more suited as a player to that. But there are a lot of underpinnings and a lot of essential mechanics in Dark Souls that are fantastic, that are really good, and something that I think players crave in video games. And there's a point coming up about Star Wars: The Old Republic that I think is.
They've also talked about with Dark Souls that rather than a difficulty curve, it's more of just a wall. You have all these conditions that you're expected to be able to do from the word go, as opposed to learning them.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other thing is that the one of the things that I find really good about Dark Souls is that it doesn't over-explain anything in the game. It just lets you learn.
In an era where tutorials are just so rampant and hand-holding.
Exactly. And that in and of itself is refreshing, but it's also very frustrating. Like, there is a trade-off. And, I think that overall, the question is a very valid question. The overall thesis of this video is, do games need to be painful? And I think in some way they should be.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
I agree.
All right, so let's.
Question is, how painful do they need to be?
And I think that's fair too.
Question is, just get good.
Well, no, because
that's essentially what they're doing.
Yes.
Like the whole mouse thing. That when that mouse finally learns to hit that lever, it got good.
Right, it figured it out, and
that's all it is.
Right, exactly. And the thing is that like I recognize that Dark Souls is like not a game for everyone, and I also understand that a challenge curve like that is also not for every type of gamer. But as we have pointed out over and over and over again, the casual and middle core content of this game is very, very well supported, and it's in this extreme challenge that we've seen a dip in interest and engagement. And so what I think it's a very fair question, especially to pose to the FF14 community, is what do we want out of our raids? And do we want them to be painful? And if we do, what kind of pain do we want them to inflict?
The pain is there. It's the food pellet that we don't have yet.
Yes.
Holy shit.
That's what I meant when I was
Kahlo,
talking.
that was an amazing point.
Well, no, I already made when I was waiting for us to finish the video, but the idea that there's an inconsistency in the operative conditioning from different levels. Because think about it, our mid-core would be grinding tomes, right?
Right.
There's no pain there, except the monotony. And after every day, you just go and you get your reward. Here's my tomes, here's my gear. Here's my tomes, here's my gear. Here's my tomes, here's my gear. Then you move into endgame, where, the fucking conditioning and the pain is monumental because you are smashing your face over and over and over again. And then maybe at the end, after a couple months of it, here's 2 gear drops that maybe some of you can use, but most of the raid isn't seeing shit. And there's not enough of a reward there, as far as I'm concerned, for the level of pain that a lot of people go through.
I think that's a great point. That is a very great point.
Teaching you through a tutorial or talking NPC, these games use the spontaneous and ever-present threat of death to push you to succeed, but with one little caveat. After a player dies, they have a chance to go back to where they were killed and collect the souls they had at the time. But if they die before getting there, everything's lost. These pain and reward systems can be used in much smaller ways too. Dark Souls' stingy stamina bar teaches the player to be patient and rely on counterattacks rather than just brute force. In Bloodborne, on the other hand, the regain system actually keeps players alive while they're dealing damage to enemies, encouraging them to take more risks and be more aggressive.
That's what makes that right there made me want to play Bloodborne.
No one is surprised that you'd rather be offensive. You do it every single day on the show.
Miguel Sicart draws from the work of French philosopher Michel Foucault and argues that you can only play a game after you've accepted its inherent power structure. In a game like Rez, for example, you won't get past the game over screen unless you accept the fact that you're not allowed to shoot NPCs, no matter how badly you might want to. Sorry. Pain helps define your experience as a player. Halo's infamous Legendary Mode asks us to play through the game with almost no room for error, forcing us to become battle-hardened and super sensitive to every enemy placement and movement.
Which is how I feel like Alex Savage is a very good analog for that. Like that kind of design is the sort of thing that you experience in Alex Savage, where you have to have 100% laser line focus and 100%
super precision.
It's super precision, and again, we don't see it's the incline from like you were saying, like tome grinding or Alex normal or whatever, to that experience level needed or that skill level needed is so sharp.
Yeah, because if you again think about it. The casual level, you do the same thing over and over again each day, and you immediately get your reward.
Right.
Then they want you to do something harder,
right,
but take longer to get your reward. Doesn't that seem fucked?
Yeah. No. Well, and in the case of Halo, this is a one-player game that you're adding a game mode with increased difficulty. There are only a certain amount of players that are going to want to subject themselves to that level of challenge, right? But
well, there was some benefit to doing the Legendary Mode in Halo. It did make you, like, if you played the game multiplayer, it made you better at the game. Getting better was its own reward because the multiplayer was an intrinsic part of the game.
Okay, but when you have a game like a single installment of a game where the idea is to just get from start to finish, then that's fine. But when you have a game that has progression in it, you don't progress just to progress. You need something at the end of it, and what you put into it should be reflected in what you're getting back from it. And in the case place where it's not, that the people who are doing the same thing every day over and over again are getting the exact same stuff as you, and you're doing it months and months and months to get nothing for it, it's so fucked.
I agree completely. And the thing about Halo is I went through the legendary mode in there, and yeah, you might get stuck on a part for an hour, 2 hours, just to get to, like, to the next area, basically.
See,
but then it's over, and you've gotten past that, and you've learned.
Yes.
It's not 4 weeks on one fight.
That's true too, because I mean, and that was going to be my second point, is that, you know, we're talking about an MMO, so it becomes a bit intrinsically different. You know, the legendary mode, it is the same campaign, just with the difficulty ramped up, and I don't think that like we've tried now having a raid that is just a ramped up difficulty of content that already exists in the game, and it doesn't. I don't think that anyone, it didn't interest hardly anyone, both on a narrative level or on like a skill challenge level. They just fucking at some point it was like, fuck this shit, and just people fucking tuned it out. Dude, raid groups have been breaking left and right. You know, like objectively, I think Alex Savage was an initial misstep, big time.
Well, especially, and as Midas comes out, people sit there looking at it going, why? Why should I do this?
Yeah, I can't blame them.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't blame them. All right.
Readily killable, increasing the speed of enemy bullets and the damage they inflict. Legendary mode calibrates us to cling more closely to cover and be utterly ruthless with our timing. Through a strict punishment system, players learn to become super soldiers. Some games aren't willing to bring the pain, as it were, and they suffer for it too. Reviewing a recent expansion of BioWare's Old Republic MMO, IGN's Leif Johnson called the combat laughably easy. In the end, he felt shuttled through the game's new storyline.
The overly easy combat is a sad shadow of what the Old Republic has offered in the past, and the endgame leans too much on recycled content.
Endgame
right there. If you hadn't told me that review was for the Old Republic, I would have assumed that it was for Heaven's Word. I swear to God. I mean, and that's a great point. Like, that's kind of a good judge for that as well. Is like, dude, the reviewer said it. The IGN reviewer said it. His HP never dropped below 90% while doing most of the content.
And that's not to say anything about, because he, again, fantastic story.
Yeah.
But that only goes so far.
Right.
Yeah, when that goes until you finish the story.
Yeah, exactly.
Performer's Matt Miller noted that while playing the game, his health rarely ever dropped below 90%. Whether he used a specific strategy in battles or simply pressed buttons at random, the outcomes were usually the same. Developers are often cautious about punishing people, especially for MMOs. No one wants to frighten away new players.
Hey, look at that! Wait, did you guys see that? Did you guys catch that alpha footage of FF14?
Of 2.0, yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Actually, alpha was a lot harder than what we're going through now.
I know. Well, the game, when 2.0 first came out, it was a lot harder, and they've dumbed down the difficulty again and again and again and again.
Have the same result. If there's no need to dive deeper into a game system
as they dive in
or overcome certain obstacles, things can feel boring and unearned. Game critic Matt
Unearned,
Peckham said
I like that.
Arkham City left him with a touch of ennui. Whether he tried to think through battles or just mash buttons, it all felt the same. Finding the right balance of pain can be very difficult, but because it's tied to challenge and engagement, figuring it out is an essential part of game design. Some games take pain a step further by even adding thematic and aesthetic layers to the brutality to amplify its effects. Max Payne is a walking, talking personification of pain. He ends every level bloodied and battered, regardless of success. Even the series' bullet time mechanic forces Max to throw himself down steps, over counters, and through windows to dodge enemy fire.
This is kind of the part of the video where it sort of lost me. I'm like, what?
Yeah. Okay, now we're going from like a metaphor of pain to literally pain.
Yeah.
All the player can do for Max to keep the pain at bay is to keep him perpetually drugged. But the player doesn't have the option to make the pain just go away. Your only out is to put the controller down and stop playing. So, here's a question. Can games cross the line into being too painful? How much can we take before we resort to throwing our controllers across the room?
I don't know, Nero. How much?
I don't know. I'd say about 3.5 hours of being stuck on the same part of Dark Souls. That's enough. That's enough to get you to spike your DualShock 3.
You gotta calm down, or I'm gonna have to frag you.
And the second part of that story is that see, here's the thing, okay? A lot of people think that, of course, I get the reputation of being the elder primal of salt on this show, and it's well earned. But here's the thing, okay? I'm actually not as angry as people might think that I am. But when I do, I legitimately look at myself oh man, how the fuck did I get here? So
and how do you come to that realization?
You know what? Quit setting me up. I'm working my way there. You fucking asshole. You clearly know the end of the story, and you're just leading me there. I'm getting there. I'm working my way there. You think I'm just going to leave that part out?
Okay, well, please continue then.
Dumb motherfucker. Anyway, so there is nothing quite like immediately spiking your DualShock 3 and having it come back and whip you right in the forehead to make you reassess and go, okay, all right, what did I do here? How exactly did I get to this place? But there are people out there I don't know, maybe our friend Starcade, who goes and never bothers to look at his own actions or or his own behavior to figure out how he got to a place where nobody in the world likes him. You know what I mean? If you're in that position, it's on you to figure out how the fuck you got there. And there's a lot of other people who just want to blame everyone except themselves. And look, I'm here to tell you, when you've lost your shit to the point where you're chucking shit or spiking it off the floor, it's time to it's time to reevaluate. You need that. It's gut check time.
I had the same thing as you did one time playing FF10 and losing I think 9 hours worth of progress because I didn't save and I died. I threw my controller at the wall and it shattered. Okay, and that's when I was just oh, now I don't have a controller.
Yeah.
Your story's much better because as weirdly shaped as it is, and it bounced right back at you.
It bounced straight off the ground and right into my head.
It was almost like life just telling you, no, dude, this is on you.
Yeah.
This is not the controller. This is
true.
on you.
Yep, that is true.
Greatest conversation ever.
All right, let's get through the end of this.
Reboot of Tomb Raider was controversial.
Oh God, this is getting terrible flashbacks.
The game almost seemed to take a creepy pleasure in
it really did.
Grand Theft Auto 5, released around the same time, included a mission called By the Book. Which
I just did this. It's a great mission. And the thing is that it does your choices in that scene really do make a difference.
Even Max Payne 3.
So if we didn't think that scene was really that big of a deal, what does that say about us?
Might be a sociopath.
Oh, okay.
Definitely a sociopath.
Game critic and essayist Tom Bissell even wrote that despite having a strong stomach for blood and violence, Max Payne 3 made him, quote, wonder what on earth had been added to the table creatively with its in extremis kill cams. In cases like these, the pain inflicted in the game on or by the character becomes untethered from the rules it's meant to enforce. Instead of punishment that either drives our engagement with the game or acts as a tool for better understanding the game and the people who made it, pain becomes an end in and of itself. Vulgar and sometimes upsetting, but often ultimately shallow. Pain is a complex tool in games.
On your enemies, maybe, but when I died in Tomb Raider and got to see Laura,
and it's even an essential part of it.
Impaled on
mangled.
What games let players off the hook too
It was
easily?
terrible.
Are there any that you think cross the line when it comes to pain?
All right, there you go. If you want to see the seriously, go subscribe to this YouTube channel. They really do make some really phenomenal stuff, and of course, it comes out of PBS. PBS being a traditional broadcasting organization, they don't invest in content like this very often. So the more hits, the more subs that it gets, the better that I think it'll be for gaming representation and overall media as well. So I just wanted to throw that out there.
Do you know if YouTube has a way of tracking what videos you're watching when you subscribe?
Yes.
Yes?
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, head on over to YouTube and check that out. But I thought that this was a really good lead-in to the discussion, how punishing do we really think the end game of FF14 needs to be?
Well, for starters, we could at least put some type of... Wait, no.
What?
The point I was going to make, I'm like, wait a minute, it's the complete opposite of that. So never mind. I was going to be like, start by putting some punishment in there, but that's not the end game. That's more the middle core.
Yeah, that is the middle core.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, and we can talk about that too. Is there more punishment that needs to be added to the middle and less punishment taken out of the end? We know that less punishment is getting taken out of the end, going from the first set of Alexander to now Midas. We know that there's objectively going to be a ratcheting down of the difficulty there and the DPS checks there. So
even taking that into account, though, I still think that the rewards that the raiders get need to be a lot bigger.
I agree.
Or either bigger, or they need to get them a bit more often. Because again, think about it. Like every single week, we're getting as casual players at least one piece of gear.
Right.
And how long, does it take for those raiders to get gear out of their raids?
Yeah.
Sometimes quite a long fucking time.
Yeah. Yeah, and especially if you're stuck on, say, Alex Savage 3, you after a couple of weeks of doing 1 and 2 to be able to get to 3, you've got most of the gear slots out of there.
Yeah, because if you think about it, a lot of the things that we talk about on this show is raiders need better gear, raiders need better gear, raiders need better gear.
No,
right?
not
maybe,
better.
Hang on, they just need it faster.
Can we clarify that? And not that raiders need better gear, but there needs to be more rewards and better incentives to get people interested in raiding. Mm-hmm. I think that's really the key, because it's saying just like, oh, there needs to be better gear. That just sounds like, oh, well, raiders do more for this game and they should be rewarded more. No, that there needs to be. I mean, there does need to be a significant reward beyond what's going to be relevant for a patch or two.
Right,
and that needs to be added both on the casual and on the hardcore side. So I think that overall the reward structure is a problem, but the video was talking about pain and difficulty, and we have just experienced a very painful, punishing endgame system with Alex Savage 1 through 4. And I'm curious, what do you guys hope is the lessons that Square-Enix takes away from this moving forward, not just for the next 2 tiers of Alexander, but for raids moving far forward in the future? And by the way, we'd love to hear your opinions on this. Send a Skype message to Limit Break Radio or 810-515-8715 if you'd like to chime in on this discussion. Obviously, a big topic, and can go a lot of different ways, but we'd love to know what you think about it. So let us know. Limit Break Radio on Skype or 810-515-8715.
Well, first of all, yeah, games need to be painful. They absolutely do. The fact that if you take a look at things like WoW, I think it was actually Pop shared on our thread when we were actually coming up with the show outline for this, shared a graph that someone had showed that compared the subscription levels throughout all of World of Warcraft's
life. You
life.
son of a bitch, that was me.
Oh, sorry, that was Juxta. I wasn't sure. I'm sorry.
No,
I'm sorry, Juxta. I'm giving you credit.
Eat a dick.
It's you. You're getting credit. Credit is yours, okay?
Oh, it's mine?
But yeah, from Vanilla to Crusade to Lich King, it was all going up. And then I think it was what came after Lich
Cataclysm
King?
or Pandaria?
Cataclysm after Lich King.
Cataclysm, it started to go down. Lich King went up a little bit, then went down, like way down. And then with the newest expansion, it spiked up, then immediately went right back down. And what's the thing that WoW's been doing? Making it easier, making it more accessible for everybody. Everybody gets everything. It's not working out. You do not stay with a game that long because, first of all, they give you everything you want. And if you have everything you want, like in life, what do? You don't think, okay, I'm happy and sit there where you are.
No.
You find something else you want and you move on. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the whole point of it is to find a balance between giving people what they want and, in this case, causing them pain. So you can't just straight up give everything to them. There has to be some level of pain.
There needs to be that long-term goal that even once you have all the short-term stuff, you still have reason to work towards that long-term objective.
The complete opposite of what they're talking about in this would be those instant gratification games. People play on their phones, people play on Facebook, right? And how many people are actually drawn to those, like our demographic. Right?
It is still conditioning too that is at play there, but it's not the same sort of risk reward.
Yeah.
It is mostly just hit the button, get a reward, and that's entirely different from the theory of the Skinner box, where there is a punishment there too.
The point is, when you don't have pain, people don't stick around.
Yeah.
Well, also with those kinds of games, though, I think that's a different goal that they're going for. They're going for when you're looking to just like shut off your brain and do this and have it be real simple. Whereas I think MMOs look for a more engaging form of media.
Yeah, no, I think you're right, and what there is, and my point about bringing up legendary mode is that like MMOs don't really have. At least, unless you're doing the easy mode, hard mode thing, they don't really have the option to recycle content the way that a one-player game does. You know, like a recycle of a map at slightly bumped up difficulty or extreme difficulty. People look at that as an entirely different game mode, but yet when it exists in an MMO, they see it as as recycled content.
Lazy.
It's because
it is lazy.
It's because you can't get the same effect out of it when you do. When you did Halo on easy mode, you could literally Rambo through the entire game. That was what you did. You ran through, you Ramboed it. When you finally got around to Legendary, every new area you approached, you'd have to say, all right, there's cover over there, there's cover over there, there's a bunch of enemies over there, I can go over there first. You actually spent time in each area learning the areas and learning how to use them to your advantage. And in that, it felt like a different game. You don't have that option in an MMO most often.
Yeah, no, and I agree with that. Because, when I played Metal Gear Solid, the first time I played Metal Gear Solid, I played it straight through. And then, as I continued to play it and I wanted to hang with the series more and more, I would start issuing small challenges to myself. I'd do a no kills run. I do, a no alerts run. I do a European extreme run. And you know what I mean? Like, that there was, and I recognize that not everyone who picks up Metal Gear Solid is going to be pushed to try those same game modes. And the same is going to be intrinsically true of FF14. That everyone who plays the game is not going to be interested or tuned in to raiding. But it seems like Square Enix is trying to dumb the content down so that it's for everyone. Right? Like,
yeah, that's not the way to go about it.
I don't think it is either.
And I don't think it has to be like no matter what, push button, get food pellet, even for the more casual fan base. I think you can still have a level of pain for them. Whether or not they're willing to like openly embrace it and be like, yeah, put that in. If you put it in and it's not ridiculous, I don't think they're going to complain.
I don't know. At this point now, I don't know, because after the whole Steps of Faith thing, like now we're at the point where can you actually say that and believe it?
I don't. Steps of Faith is a little bit different just because it was attached to the MSQ, and
But he's also saying you can put stuff like that into casual content and people won't complain. But I think where we are in Final Fantasy XIV, we might have actually moved past that. Where if you try to put it into casual content, that's the first thing people are gonna do is complain.
And those complainers are also going to be the first ones to complain about raiding because they feel like every piece of content should be for them.
They've given in so early now and so quickly.
They really did.
Mm-hmm. I think if they start making a stance where it's like, hey, you have to get better to be able to clear this content, you can't face roll it. I think if they were going to start taking that stance, they would have to just go balls deep. Don't try to wade into it. Just jump in the deep end, and then when people start complaining, just flat out say, this is how hard the content is going to be. You will have to rise to meet this standard, or you will not see this content. Period. End of sentence.
Exactly. Like, you can't pussyfoot it. You got to go all in or don't go at all.
Game is working as intended.
Yeah. A bit of that old FF11 dev mentality.
Oh my God.
Of just like,
do you guys ever
that's what it is.
And kind of actually think back to FF11?
I do.
And look at all the stuff they give us now, like. What people don't realize who play 14 who never played 11 is there wasn't a dev voice.
No.
There was there even patch notes before a patch?
Not before a patch.
Day of. Yeah.
So you didn't even know what was coming. You just logged on one day and here was everything. They never spoke about anything.
The most you would ever
whatsoever.
get is they might spoil oh, there's gonna be a big update to Ranger this patch, or you might get that occasionally.
Yeah, they do. You know, like the scenario previews that we get over at the Lodestone. Right. We got basically those for FF11.
Kind of.
New job stuff is coming.
No, that's right. That's what it was.
Yeah.
You would get a banner with 3 images on it, and it would say new job adjustments,
and that's it.
And you'd have to go like base what was on the banner.
Yep.
That was it.
And the banner wasn't always accurate.
No.
Yeah, it really wasn't.
That was a game of Russian roulette.
Yeah, it really. Yeah. So
and it's like for this game, they've gone in the complete opposite direction now, where they take everyone's voice, and you're right, they try to make everyone happy. And unfortunately, I do feel like it's starting to bleed over into modes of the game that maybe these people shouldn't have access to because they haven't earned it. And it's chasing away a certain demographic of the game. And in the long run, when you just have a game that's dumbed down to where everyone has access to it, you end up with a World of Warcraft.
It really, I mean, that's the thing that I think really bums me out, is that it just seems to be cave after cave after cave, and we just move slowly into that decline towards World of Warcraft status. I mean, objectively, World of Warcraft has not been a good game in 5 years, 6 years. I mean, it's been a while.
A long time.
It's been a while. And the thing is I would hate to see FF14 go this route. They had so much promise bringing it back with 2.0, and to just watch the same content get recycled, the same, square, flat battle arenas. It bums me the fuck out.
And the problem is, even though World of Warcraft sucks right now, and it's been on a steady decline since Wrath of the Lich King, it's still making money.
I know.
And that's all they're looking at. They're looking at a piece of paper because there's so many people playing it. But the problem with 14 is, even with those 5 million, if they start to decline, it's not going to stick around making them as much money as what Warcraft makes Blizzard, even though it's in a decline.
Yeah.
They have to do something different. The way they started the game, taking all these aspects from all the different, successful MMOs in the East and all the successful MMOs in the West, and merging them together, yeah, that was a great way to start out. You drew a lot of people in, but at this point now, you got to do something that's unique to you. That's unique for FF14. You can't keep modeling yourself after what is considered successful out there.
One thing SE's done well about that, though, is it's almost evil, is that they have the availability to do the 6-month subscription. Having this, that is kind of what makes them being able to do the patches the way they do work. Because if you have a fresh patch coming out, people come back to the game, they don't buy that 1-month subscription. Everyone gets the 6-month, I feel like.
I do 1 month.
What? No, I only do 1 month.
Do you do it 1 month at a time?
I do.
Oh,
Yeah.
I do it 6.
Woody, what do you do?
6.
Shut the fuck up. Get out of here.
Yeah, well, you see, that's why you're an intern and you're you.
You're a non-factor.
Yeah.
Yeah, what? 6 months?
The only thing that serves to do is it gets you
It locks you in for 6 months.
It also gets your veteran reward quicker, doesn't
That
it?
too,
Because you're
yeah.
billed for 6 months, you get credit for all 6 months.
Right.
That is true. That is true. That was the only. I feel like they tried to bribe us with the veteran rewards in that regard.
And speaking of veteran rewards, have you noticed that they keep upping the amount of days between?
Yeah.
Now we're at 4 months.
Yeah.
4 months. What the fuck, Square Enix?
I just got my the Wild Rose stuff.
Yep. Just got
me
mine
too.
a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So, all right, let's go to the phone lines here real quick. We've got Skuro on the line. Skuro, how's it going?
Hey, what's up, guys?
/timeout.
Banhammer. No, I'm kidding. So, Skuro, what do you want to talk about today, my friend?
So, I mean, my big frustration is that there still is not, mid-core content added to this game.
Yes, there is. Tone
Not-
gear,
I mean,
tone
it's-
grinding. That's mid.
No.
That's
No. That's casual.
That's casual.
Well, what would you guys
That is
classify as
casual as fuck.
mid-core then?
It is.
Well,
Nothing.
according
Literally, you do it in leveling dungeons. So that's meant for casual players. It's not meant for mid-core.
right. I think Skuro's point is that there is none.
All right.
Yeah.
There's
Like,
none.
mid-core content is more like Nizul, Assaults, that kind of content that we're just desperately lacking. There's no objective-based content. It's either you're going to fight a big fucking boss or you're going to go grind a dungeon and kill trash packs, and that's kind of shitty.
Do you think
we're
that?
this far into the game, and it's nothing different.
Do you think that Skynimus was maybe supposed to take that spot, or could take that spot?
I thought so, but frankly, after they fucking nerfed the time that you can be in it now, and they're like, oh, we're gonna do some adjustments to it. We see that a lot of people are really interested in the system. Let's try to kind of add some rules to this. But you know what?
Let's dumb it down
you can
for
only spend
everybody now.
45 fucking minutes in there. Yeah.
Well,
and it's
But the question there is that did they have the intention on adding new rules now, or are they just getting set up to add new rules and new objectives with 3.5 or 3.3?
Why the fuck would they not say anything about, okay, we're going to do these little adjustments, like maybe boost drops or something, like anything. And, you got to assume that this new, tome gear, it's going to be, a higher eye level. So now, basically, the gear that you get out of there is going to be useless. Unless they, bump it up.
With the next patch, yeah. Because if they don't bump it up with this patch, now Diadem is straight up useless until it comes to that point.
Even in terms of eye level.
Yeah, see,
I mean, they have to do something for it.
I don't think that the time you go in there is much of a factor, because once you get back out, you can just go back in anyway, right? Yeah, because the cooldown period is less than what you're in there for the whole time for, so that's not a big deal. I mean, it's annoying having to go and get the Aether currents again, but whatever.
Well, I think he's right, though, that there is a lack of content that would meet that Nizul assault level of difficulty of a competent pickup group can do it, but an incompetent pickup group will fail
It's not even about the difficulty that I'm concerned about. It's just the inherent design of it. There's nothing like that in the game whatsoever, whether it's casual, mid-core, or end game.
We've asked for a while for some objective-based content.
Master Something Wong in the chat asking, aren't EX primals considered mid-core? I don't think so. I don't think I would. Because
maybe
I kind of feel like they would.
I mean, if you were going to classify them somewhere, that's where it would be. But there's no reason to do them.
After a patch, they're completely irrelevant. The rewards are completely irrelevant. Not even after a patch. After half a patch,
Bismarck was never relevant.
Yeah, I feel like I could go do EX Primals right now, but I don't feel like I could do Savage. So I feel like EX Primals would be considered mid-core.
Difficulty-wise, definitely. But if that's what the mid-core content is, they are literally worthless.
I mean,
that's
not
3 fights.
I'm not incentivized to do it at all, so I don't know. There's not really.
Right now, it's only one fight, and that's meant for Savage. It's not meant for mid-core players. Like the previous ones were. They were meant to be kind of tough, but not too tough.
And that's a good point. Outside, and that's what I was getting at with the rewards only being relevant for so long, is that there's really only one fight out of any of those that's relevant at any one time.
Well, I mean, back in the 2.0 era, the primals at that time would have been a great example of mid-core play. Titan, Garuda, and Ifrit EX.
Right.
All three of them were hard, but not impossible, and were needed for a relic weapon.
Yeah,
that was a great example of mid-core content.
It was attached to progression. Right. That was a big thing. Yeah.
I thought that was a wonderful example.
I have never felt the amount of importance that I did from those first 3 primals because of the relic quests in any other primals before.
Absolutely not.
Yep.
Yeah, they've been mostly ignorable from that point on. Which is unfortunate because they're well-designed fights. A lot of them are very a lot of them are very visually satisfying.
The music,
the music. They put particular work in on the music, and it just seems like to abandon that content so soon after it is really disappointing.
It's because they just don't incentivize it anymore.
What also just drives me nuts is that it's just, this is their time to be like, you know what, let's just take this system and really improve upon it. They even mentioned they were going to do that. And then basically you're getting nerfs, because anyone that's actually ran Diadem, anyone that, actually sucked up and did the time limit, you don't even feel like you're really spending 90 minutes half the time. And honestly, if you're doing hard mode, you're getting 6 chests out of that shit.
No, you're right. It doesn't feel like 90 minutes. It feels like 3 hours.
Yeah.
It drags endlessly. I'm totally fine with the 90 to 45 minute change. That is not a problem.
Definitely.
That I do not have a problem with that at all.
But my problem is that if they don't buff the drop rates, then basically you're just going to get less I-210 gear. And honestly, the gear that drops out of there currently,
then do
you have
2
so
runs.
many chance of getting shitter gear.
Then do 2 runs.
I think the one of the small things that they could do to help incentivize Diadem just a little bit more is have there be, if you complete your entire time in there, have them be a baseline reward of spoils at the end. Like when you come out, it gives you that little screen, boom, here's 5 spoils.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice.
That way you're guaranteed something coming out of it.
Yeah, but even then, spoils really serve no purpose other than buying materia,
which is going to probably be a pretty big thing come this patch change too, when you have materia slots on everything.
Yeah, that is going to be big. Yeah.
Like, one thing I would love to see with that, though, is if they actually made it so that you could, like, say, trade in 50 spoils and you can maybe do, like, a random reroll on one of your stats for your pink gear that you get out of there.
Cool, too.
I mean, they've done re-rolling on gear before, too. You know, in FF11.
Yeah.
So
it would be nice because, I mean, it's already randomly generated, and there's times where, like, you're getting that gear and it's like, oh, well, this only has, like, strength and depth. This is crap. So then you throw it away. Versus if you could, like, literally just go in, trade in 50 spoils with that gear and get a reroll in the stats, or even just on one stat. Like, maybe it adds a stat to it.
Yeah, but I'm also thinking about the output of Diadem, and it's like, dude, on good nights, we get, like, you know, we'll get almost a dozen pieces of gear out of there. You know, there's a lot of 210s that it comes out of hard mode.
The runs that we've done, we've gotten at least 4 to 6. Now, granted, some of them were just shitty drops.
Yeah.
But still, that's 4 to 6 210s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
So, I mean, I think that the shorter time limit will actually help the output be a little bit more proper. And if you want more shot at more gear, just go in again.
It's the same amount of time, like if you do 2 runs as opposed to 1 90-minute run.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it feels so much more digestible to just go in for 45 minutes, and then you can actually stop and say, all right, do I want to go for another one? Yeah, let's go again. You're not committing to another hour and a half.
Yeah, hey guys, I got to take a crap real quick. You know what I mean? Like, it gives you a nice little breather in between those. Thank you, Scro, for the call. We really appreciate it. If you'd like to call up Limit Break Radio, send a Skype message to the Skype account Limit Break Radio or 810-515-8715. Kooky Persona will be on the other end of that phone, and she will help connect you up to Limit Break Radio. We'd love to have your call and know what your thoughts on a lot of these changes are. That's I think is I think that puts a pretty good end cap on the discussion. You know, there does need to be a significant challenge, but it also needs to be rewarded properly as well. We've been on that train for a while, and I think that PBS video, wow, there's Thor again.
Valentine's Day verse 2, no talking about golden showers. Fisting or playing with poo. Instead, don't worry, just enjoy a cock flurry. Whilst watching a Nero play naked Twister with a furry hashtag pound your me.
That was Thor, right?
That was absolutely Thor.
Of course it was.
Of course it was Thor.
Yowie, anal intercourse, Maui Zowie.
I like how you worked it in now.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, worked it in. I see that. Yeah. Anyway,
it was a tight fit.
Anyway, I thought that video actually made some really good points about stuff that we had been talking about for weeks, and in a way smarter way than we could ever talk about it.
Yeah, I know, using, like, you know, fucking scientist people and like philosophers' quotes.
Right?
Who the fuck do you think you are?
I know.
Well, he was getting paid to do that, so it makes sense.
Anyway, we've been behind on emails for we've been behind on emails for weeks. Why don't we
Dibs on first email.
Why don't we read some? Okay, fine.
Greetings, you band of lovable chuckle fucks. Knee socks of Exodus writing you today, not with a gripe or some crazy bullshit, but just a little bit of drunk appreciation for all of you at LBR. This show has given me quite a few hours of entertainment and even the occasional sensible chuckle. More like cackle, but hey, who needs to let the family sleep, eh? I mainly catch the show on YouTube, but I do try to make it to the streams whenever they're around. You guys picking up on the lack of streaming has helped immensely. I definitely have my favorite hosts, but who doesn't? Anito, you're probably my top favorite.
Yay!
From your downright brutal honesty, veritable mines of salt, and that incredible voice that was built for this kind of thing.
And a face to match.
You've got a huge fan in me. Stay salty, my friend.
I've got a huge something else in you, too.
Nika, I was shocked to grow to like you so much. When I first started watching the show about a few months to a year back, I wasn't sure if you were just too nice or weren't altogether there. But as I listened to your views on things, it became clear who you were, and that person is fucking amazing. Keep doing you, Nika, even with your dumpster hands. Juxta, you really sound like a mother effing Muppet. Seriously, Kermit called, he wants his voice back.
Kermit the Frog here.
But you're still useful with your drops.
How is it you sound less like a Muppet when trying to sound like a Muppet? That's insane.
So you got that going for you.
That makes no fucking sense whatsoever.
Kahlo.
It makes sense if I'm bad at everything.
Kahlo, I don't know how to feel about you. I want to like you, but you just have that kind of personality I want to shank. Maybe we could be friends on a more morbid sense of things. Ninjas like stabbing people, right? In all seriousness, you are a credit to the team, and you sometimes bring up some valid points. Never a boring moment with Kahlo around.
Sometimes.
I 100% agree with all of that. Yeah, that's what I was going for, so thank you for that validation. Escalia, do you even exist? Or did that tumble off the ledge of Titan's arena wipe your existence off the map? You need to be around more so I can actually figure you out, Broham. About the only thing I've learned from you is that you have an unhealthy obsession with wyverns and the sticky benches of Bulmung. You do you, I guess.
Well, it's his penis and he can do whatever he wants with it.
And it's his vagina. He can do what he wants with that, too.
That's too. Yeah.
I do apologize for the long email, but I felt the need to express my love for this show and its hosts. Probably the wine typing, really. Anyways, you fuckers keep rocking the FF14 scene. I know I'll always find a way to tune in. Nisox, the Exodus server. P.S. Hi, Nika. How you doing?
She's not here to answer.
No, she's not.
No. Thank you very much for that email. That's a great email from Nisox. That was very nice. It was very nice.
Yeah.
I'm the favorite. There we go. I'm okay with that. Let's take this next email. Hi, LBR hosts, and hi, Juxta.
Hi.
I was noticing the FF14 subreddit was declining in quality again, but I couldn't put my finger on it. So I counted the number of fluff posts versus non-fluff posts on the front page, and it was 13 to 12 in the total 25 posts, with the cat girl pictures edging out actual discussion posts by 1. Looks like your best efforts have been undone by time and lack of quality in the FF14 Reddit community. Is this time for another war, or is this forum just not worth saving from itself? Thanks either way. Thanks for that email.
Here's my biggest thing about what we did when it comes to the Reddit stuff, because there's nothing we can do to get rid of the fluff posts. I think our biggest sort of crusade there was to stop them from stemming the content posts.
Yes.
Which they did. Now, if more cat girl, fucking wannabes want to show up and post their bullshit, there's not much we can do about that.
That's right.
But at least they're not banning people like Joe Never anymore.
That's right. But I do want to take our attention away from Reddit. Who, Reddit's fine. They're doing their thing. I actually think that's a pretty good ratio, 13 to 12. That's not bad. That's not bad. You're hitting 50-50 there. That's better than it was.
Yeah, and besides, how much discussion can you really have on the front page
right now? Especially right now. Yeah, I got to give them a little bit in that department. But the other night, there is a FF14 Facebook group. This one's called Final Fantasy XIV: A Realm Reborn.
Welcome to 2014.
And they got really kind of uppity about us sharing Limit Break Radio posts.
Would you say that we rustled their jimmies?
I think we did rustle their jimmies.
I think the Jimmy rustling's been brought back.
Yes, absolutely. But they informed us through a comment on one of our posts, not even like a PM or anything like that. Informed us on a comment on one of our posts that spam is not welcome here. And I'm sitting around posting coupons for the sunglass hut.
I was gonna say, does anybody even know what spam stands for anymore? Because people just throw that thing around like nobody's business.
Exactly.
Stupid, pointless, annoying message. I'm pretty sure that our post qualifies for one of those.
Yeah, at least.
Message.
Yeah. Well, and they brought up the point we don't want to allow streamers to come here and promote only their channels and all that other garbage. Now, I just want to do a bit of a translation here. When a community says, well, we don't want to be, we don't want to turn this community into strictly a promotional ground for people who have streams and shows or podcasts. Because this happens a lot. This was a lot of the same justification that Reddit used at first when they would remove posts from content creators. And what this really says is we believe our community that we've grown on the name Final Fantasy XIV alone, and no other talent, content, or even worthwhile human beings being associated with this group, we're going to just ride on that forever and never bother to interact with any of the community on a deeper level, because why would we?
Stagnation.
We're sitting around with the FFXIV subreddit. You have to come to FFXIV if you want to talk about Final Fantasy XIV on Reddit. Same thing with these motherfuckers. If you want posts from Final Fantasy XIV, ostensibly the other community or players, or from anything from FF14 from this group in your Facebook feed, then that's all they're riding on is their fucking name. They're called Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn, and you come to them because that's what the product is.
And what do you offer?
Exactly.
A fucking picture of a cat in armor that says, "I must kill the red dot"?
Because it says Bikote at the little top of the caption, not the actual image caption, mind you.
Oh wait!
The one they texted.
Is it
the same thing that was shared from I Like Fantasy and stuff?
Wait. But how about those posts like someone just went out and they bought a copy of Disgaea 3 and they want to share it with the FF14 players, so they share it in that group. Dude, those posts do not get taken down ever.
Yeah, that's
and they're
okay,
all
apparently.
the time. Yeah, no, that's totally fine.
What's that bringing
actually,
to your actual group?
But actually sitting around and making real fucking content that people actually enjoy, that's spam.
Now here's my biggest thing.
Okay,
right?
no, real quick.
All right, Jackson, do your thing.
The thing I can't stand is when people literally come in and write in the caption and says, "I know this isn't 14 related."
Ah, God! Then don't post it!
But, and then they post something completely random, like fucking Sephiroth as SpongeBob.
And that's okay.
That's fine.
That's totally fine.
Now,
totally permissible.
That's stupid, pointless, and annoying.
Oh.
Here's my biggest problem with them, with what Reddit was, okay? They have this blanket umbrella term of self-promotion and advertising that if you created it, that's it. That's what it is. It's just promoting and self-advertising, and they don't want to promote that shit. But what you have to realize is that people like us, people like Joe Never, even Happy in them, they're creating content not to stroke our own fucking egos, but to help people that are out there, okay? We talk about topics.
Let's be honest.
It helps, but that's not the reason we do it, okay? The conversations we talk about, the strategies that we talk about, some of the discussions that we have, other people might not even have realized before. And to say that it's nothing but shameless self-promotion for ourselves, one of the things that we do is try to get active in the community and bring new people from the community on here and promote them outward. So no, this idea that you have in your head that if someone pushes something they've created themselves, it's just this dirty thing that's nothing but self-promotion. What it's doing is taking something that someone's created, trying to push it out to other people so that they can get involved in it as well, and together you can grow as one big community, not sectioning yourself off in the fucking closet so that you can stagnate and become fucking scum.
I just want to address the admins of this particular group here
These
for a
are the
second.
same people who shut down a charity stream to raise a new wheelchair for some poor sod.
Yeah, raise money for some guy's
forget.
poor wheelchair. And that's the thing, is that this is everything that I was talking about with like selective modding, and I would bet that the admins just don't personally like our content, and that had a way bigger factor than it's not fair to other streamers. Bullshit, man.
You can tell she's one of those power hungry people. She probably doesn't have a real job. Right?
No.
She'll use the excuse like, "Oh, well, I have a life, so I do." But when she sits down at home and gets to go on there and decide who stays and who goes, it makes her feel authoritative.
But again, I'm gonna bring this up again. Why are people going to that group? Is it because she's running it? Is it because any of the admins are involved with it?
Probably the same fucking handful of people that are doing it.
Why are they going? Why does anyone like that group in the first place? Is it because this one specific bitch is running it? No, it's not. It has nothing to do with her or her personality. So her fucking little ego trip is just in her head. Okay, the only reason that people are going there and liking the group or joining the group or liking the page is because it's called Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn. Do you know how many likes we'd have on our fucking Facebook page if we called our page Final Fantasy XIV A Realm Reborn? It's a general interest group. It's not like Limit Break Radio, where people come to Limit Break Radio because we are who we are, motherfucker. We've got the personalities, we've got the talent, and we're talking to the entire community. community. How the fuck, like, oh yeah, we're just shamelessly self-promoting. Like, that doesn't make any goddamn sense.
Because it's not even always us that post it, right?
Exactly.
A lot of people post it. So she called us out.
Volition.
She called us out for having multiple people post it. Like, that's my thing. Self-promotion and advertising isn't welcome there. But if somebody else posts it, it's still not okay because apparently we got them to do that.
Yeah, apparently.
Even during the Reddit spat, I think you were. They accused you of making multiple accounts to make positive comments on it.
And I just want to clear up one thing between the Reddit thing, between the Facebook thing, or any amount of Twitter drama that we have ever brought on ourselves. I just want to say, for all of that, like, to the admins of Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn Facebook group, let me just tell you, I'm glad that I fucked up your night. I'm glad that I ruined your night, and you had to deal with people messaging you, and you had to put an entire admin post up to justify your actions,
and then come to our page to try and defend yourself.
Come on,
like we give a fuck.
Like we care an iota. Okay, so here's the thing. All right. You know what I did after I had made those
masturbated?
That's exactly what I did. I jerked off and I went to sleep. I didn't give it a second thought. Okay, so here's this fucking asshole dealing with 5 hours worth of fallout, going to bed exhausted, and
probably complaining about you to her spouse in bed.
Yeah, exactly. And all I'm doing is I'm sitting around laughing and giggling my ass off because I got banned from a Facebook group.
My favorite, because you got banned. You actually called them out. You're like, well, ban me then, and they did.
Yeah, I was like, look, I'm not gonna stop doing this. If it's a problem, remove me from your group and deal with the consequences. So the consequence is this. Like, I've heard that the Facebook group Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, really, really loves it when you post Limit Break Radio episode posts to their group. I hear that that's a thing that they will love you
now,
forever.
Hold on. Make sure you state that you are in no way affiliated with Limit Break Radio. Otherwise, it's shameless self-promotion.
That's right.
Juxta got banned because what he started doing was he took screenshots of all the useless, actual spammy posts and then reposting them. And he got banned for it.
That's pretty brilliant. I gotta say, that's pretty goddamn brilliant.
I actually kind of wish that I just left the group because I'm like, you fucking retards, and left. And now I wish I would have done something to get myself banned.
Like pushed it to get.
Yeah, but it's a private. See, that's the other thing. It's a private group.
Private group. Ooh, real brave.
She was boasting that, well, just to point out, we are the biggest Final Fantasy XIV group on Facebook by like 500.
Not just okay. Not just
and you're private.
Like, yeah, not just that, but I'm pretty sure that this group was public at one point, and the shit posting got so extreme that they moved it private. And like, these people have had to deal with so many drama fallouts over like doing this. Like, why would you mod this shit at all anymore? I don't even understand why you would take an iota of a second to try to have any kind of fuck it. Why bother? You can't control this shit.
Aniro, over under. What percentage of likes for that group were people sitting there checking out their timeline, and on the right side where it says you may like, and they saw Final Fantasy XIV, A Realm Reborn, you're like, oh yeah, sweet, I play that.
Yeah, exactly.
What percentage of people were just like, okay, cool,
I'd say 80%.
Yeah,
I would say 80%. Anyway, let's go back to the phone lines. We're going to hear from Raven of the Cactar server. Hey, what's up, Raven?
Hey, how you guys doing? I'm sorry that you guys had to deal with that crap.
Yeah, whatever.
We don't care.
We've got. Yeah, this is our first time doing this. Yeah.
This ranks pretty low on the LBR salt level. So.
Yeah, this is.
We're doing more a favor for them by talking about it. If we're going to be completely honest.
Yeah. I mean, this is really.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Not even
publicity.
Not even the worst of it. I don't think we'll even have a follow-up episode to bring on one of these dumb motherfuckers to defend themselves.
Yeah.
Dragons mentions Facebook lets you sponsor your own post on other people's Facebook groups. We should donate to force this segment of the show to appear on the group.
I think that's great.
You guys are my heroes.
I think this is great. Yes.
Dragons, we love you.
Dragons,
I love you.
Dragons, you're the best. Thank you so much. Oh my God, that is such good information to know. Anyway, all right.
Yes, it is.
Raven, what would you like to talk about today, man?
I wanted to talk about the PvP and also what they can do to fix Diadem, because they did this in a certain other game that I play. I don't know if I'm allowed to talk about that other game because it's a Blizzard game, but not an online game.
As long as it's not boobs and snatch, I think we're pretty good.
Oh, no. Oh. Yeah, I tried that game and I threw it out the window.
Yeah, good. That's the right reaction. Yeah, that's the right
You're smarter
reaction.
than a few people streaming that game.
That's right. Yeah. Well, they've got other.
They're getting paid. That's okay, understandable.
Yeah,
Check clears.
Paycheck there. Anyway, all right. Yeah, Raven. So, what can they do to Diadem to improve it?
I say they should put in more difficulty levels where you can actually ramp it up after beating each stage of that difficulty level. And you have to get a certain item to give in order to unlock that stage.
Is that
what's the benefit of that, though?
Yeah.
Benefit is high risk, high reward. You're actually putting in a gamble so you can get better items, better
so higher
buffs to the
higher percentage to like 210s, or maybe a better chance to get more stats on them. Okay.
Yes.
Oh god, I can hear the anti-RNGers screaming.
You're going to have to deal with more mechanics. Also, you're going to have to dodge more. I'm sorry, Dragoons, but you're going to have to do that.
By the way, I just want to talk to the chat real quick. Arthur's, dude, we gave you a pass. It's fine. You can go play whatever the fuck you want. You have 3 fucking relics, dude.
Yeah, 3 relics is where you get the LBR pass.
Yeah, you're fine. You're fine.
Once you've got that, you've put in your time.
Yeah, you're okay. And we know that you're not getting paid. That's fine. We know who's on the take. We know. Anyway,
we know you're not popular enough for that.
That sort of was the subtext of that statement. It was a bit of a dick statement.
Yeah,
that was
a little bit.
That was
Iceberg.
Yeah, that was sort of dick on my part, but you just put it out there.
Yeah, just so everyone knew.
Fair enough. Okay, so that is one thing that they could do. But the thing is the loot output of Diadem really the problem with Diadem? I think it's more about what you're doing when you're in there. So if you're targeting specific NPCs, or I'm sorry, specific NMs, specific mobs, then if that's a system, if that's what I would want out of Diadem is to be either working towards popping a specific mob or going after a specific NM that is free roam. And if you do that, then you have to abandon at least some element of the RNG portion, because if you have the loot RNG dependent, then there's no reason to target one mob versus the other outside of how easy or hard that mob is. You know what I mean? Like, the difficulty of the mob becomes the variable in that. And there should be something that's static, either the slot piece that mob drops or something. Take some of the RNG-ness out of the system. I think that's going to be a big critical part in moving the Diadem forward.
What it should do is it should drop, a weapon. It should drop like a static weapon, a static accessory piece, a static armor piece, and a materia, a high-ranked materia, knowing that you're going to be getting something out of it. That could be going towards to money for your airship building funds, or to your free company,
right?
Or to your own gear to raise your eye level. I mean, the free company that I'm running, we've finally got 3 airships going, and we were just pumping in money in order to build those airship parts and everything.
I think. Go on. Sorry.
And we want to, be able to, break even with, getting stuff from Diadem, because we've been wanting to do that, and I've been reading up on how Diadem is, and if they want to fix it, that they need to put something more into it.
Yeah. That's a very good point.
Outside of being able to access like the different areas, is there any intrinsic like drop value to taking a free company built airship as opposed to like the standard ones?
You get
access to hard mode.
You can't go into hard mode on a free company, on a regular one.
Yeah.
Don't you get your own instance as well? I'm not.
No, you don't get your.
Chance to do it.
You still do get thrown into an instance with other parties. But really, to me, I think that what they could do that would help with the overall diadem system is if they even just kept what they have there now, and then allow the tokens that you exchange the gear for to be exchanged for either upgrade items for gear that would be dropping from NMs or different objectives in there. Just something else besides just an exchange for materia. It is a good exchange for the materia, but if they add additional items and even potential upgrade items to upgrade maybe some of the 210 pieces, or if NMs drop blank pieces or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, there's 100 different things that they could do with it. There's 100 different ways that they could take it. If you
want to guarantee that every single person goes in there, instead of having those because at the end you can get like 45 or 35 like tomes for completing the objectives, right?
Yeah.
Also make it so that if you turn in 75 spoils, it's like boom, there's 250 tomes. 250 might be a lot, but basically you can buy a token that when you use it, that awards you tomes as well. That alone would get everybody in there.
Yeah, that's true.
That was the biggest thing that surprised me about anima items, is that they weren't in diadem, your newest thing, and you don't want to put people in there.
Well, that's not true, because a lot of the crafting items come from diadem.
That's right. The crafting stuff comes from diadem.
So it's everyone in there,
right? I think that was by design, because they didn't want to force people into a system that they knew was lackluster. Not new, lackluster. It was not received the best. You know what I mean?
And it didn't feel done.
It didn't feel done. It feels like there's more that needs to be that needs to be happening in there to feel like a complete system.
And I can only speculate that there will be. Like, there's so much room to grow with it.
Absolutely.
Kooky just said that someone posted on that Facebook group, "Gotta love these guys and girls from Limit Break Radio. Who all watches them? Big FF14 community talking about controversial topics."
I love you guys.
Kooky, keep us up to date if anybody else posts.
Love you guys.
Facebook sponsoring fund, or spend it on.
And also, I wanted to talk a little bit about the PvP. As they're adding in, was it the feast?
Yes. Thank you. By the way, thank you, Raggins, for that donation. And yes, we will put that $5 towards Facebook boosting.
You delicious French motherfucker.
That's right.
LB Army truly is best army.
Yes, it is. Okay, so thoughts on PvP?
They need to add more queues for it, because every time I'm trying to do PvP, whatever it is, Wolves Den or Siege Rock, it's not popping. I mean, for some reason, there's not a huge PvP community.
Not anymore.
Wolves Den never popped. I don't think I've ever set foot in Wolves Den ever.
You have one time.
Oh yeah, that's right. I went with you. That was
Seals Rock was popular when it first came out, but the problem now is that so many people have gotten up to the highest rank of it or whatever, and they have everything they need from it. That now why?
My problem is that queuing for the fucking PvP roulette takes 90 minutes
because
sometimes.
nobody plays it anymore.
I know.
Unless you're on Joe Never's battle group.
Yeah, that's true.
90 minutes.
It's ridiculous.
Battle group? My last 3 times going in, my PvP queue's been like 5 minutes or less.
What
nation
company? Are you? Yeah,
Gridania?
No,
that's why.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take my 5-minute queue.
Well, that's the thing. I don't want to have to switch to a fucking another grant company to be able to do my daily queues for 3 months while I wait for PvP queues to become more reasonable.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to do that. That's annoying.
Ranking up takes a long time, because I'm doing it now as a machinist, because I've been very comfortable with that class going in there and just doing so much damage to everybody in those matches.
Yeah, absolutely.
Why would you do that to your team? Queue up as a machinist.
Because the fact that I can screw around making sure that black mages don't get to do a damn thing.
Okay, well, what they need to do to fix PvP queues is just better incentivize the PvP queues. Because the reason nobody does PvP queues is because nobody does PvP queues, which makes it takes so long.
Right, which is why I'm saying that the Feast is actually going to be a good addition, because it's going to get people queuing for PvP again.
There you go.
As long as they put the Feast battles into the roulette.
Here's the problem, though.
But that's the
They'll
thing, though.
do the Feast, but they won't do the other things.
They won't do frontline.
If you make the PvP gear actually matter, then they'll have a reason to do all the PvP, because they'll have to grind out their gear for it.
You get one esoteric tome for every minute you sit in queue, provided you actually accept the queue when it pops.
And finish
it.
Actually, that's not a terrible idea. That's not terrible. It does well. It makes sitting around less useless.
Yeah, you're just like sitting there, like watching the clock and counting your tomes.
It's actually not.
Wow, you're paying people to not play the game, but ultimately,
Man, it feels like we're playing 11.
But they are playing the game because they have to accept the queue. What are they going to do? Back out once they get in? They get the 30-minute.
It'll teach you patience.
Patience, young Padawan.
That is such a great idea, Nero.
It's actually a legitimately good idea.
You know what?
I know. It was a stroke of genius from me.
Wow.
I know.
I did not see that coming.
Maybe the least serious thing I've ever said on this damn show, and it's what you all like. Great.
It was a nice assist from Papa, too, so it's nice that he's actually, putting stuff into the show, too. Escalia, when are you going to start pulling your fucking weight?
I hate all of you.
There's an email that even said you got to step it out, bro. Nobody knows.
And I think you guys are purporting these misconceptions.
LMFAO at what a noob you are.
Pwned. All right. Let's move on to our next email. Raven, thank you so much for that call. We really appreciate it. It's been good to talk to you. If you'd like to join Limit Break Radio on the air, Limit Break Radio on Skype or 810-515-8715. So, all right. Next email. Who wants to take this?
It's a long one.
Yeah, that's a Kahlo email.
All right, here we go. Hey LBR crew, my name is Jude Faber from the Goblin server. First time emailer here, and I've been a lurker in the stream for about a year or so, and I have wanted to email you guys for a while now. I first want to thank you all for the hours of entertainment and all the laughs you've given me. They get me through a long overnight shift. I still get so many laughs out of all of your best of your podcast. The cat song and the Gordor laugh makes it hilarious.
Oh, nice.
Your podcast is the only one that I anxiously wait for, especially when I'm unable to catch the live show.
That's so nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Seriously, that's so awesome.
I have a number of things I'd want to talk about, but I know how much you hate reading long-ass emails, so I'll try to keep this short.
Jesus.
Keyword try, and we'll see.
Yeah.
I think SE really messed up their raid design, and what I'd like to see out of 3.2 and beyond. I was excited for Alex Normal, and once the servers came up and I logged in, I was so excited to finally be able to do a raid, as I had only cleared up to T5 in 2.0. We cleared A1 in 30 minutes, and in 3 pulls, I lost all enthusiasm and completed the others with barely any effort. I'm almost positive if it was a little bit harder, that break wouldn't have lost so many players. Thanks to the hours I work, I've only done some Savage Alexander all through Pugs, and have cleared A1 and have gotten to 12% on the last Gobwalker of A2.
Jeez.
And have cleared Thornton. But honestly, at this point, there's no real point to continue to try to grind out A3 Savage. I already have my Scholar at 210 and my Relic, and 1/4 of the way to my second Relic. 3.2 is 2 weeks away, and I can wait until then. The story better be longer than 45 minutes, though.
Yeah,
amen.
Oh, dude, they have a lot of ground to make up on this story, because I want to give them a little bit of a pass, because I don't think 2.1 was that incredible either, because it's a lot of setup. It's a lot of setup for what we're going to be seeing. And I want to give them the benefit of the doubt, but you're absolutely right. It's got to be longer than 45 minutes.
Was 3.1 even a lot of setup?
Yeah.
It was.
The only real quote-unquote story that we got out of Alexander took place outside of Alexander, and that was the problem, I think. The actual fights themselves didn't have anything to it. All right, so they go on to say, what I want to see in the future from SC is actually make these encounters raids. Like everyone else, I'm tired of standing in a fucking circle.
Yes.
Fight a Primo. Let's be honest, that's what these things are. And then exit a fucking portal. Seriously, a fucking portal? I don't want to get to the next section of the raid through a fucking portal.
Wow, I never thought of that. I actually never really put that together. That's a great
elevator,
point.
Climb some stairs.
Yeah.
Or fight some minions on the way to the boss. The best raid I've ever seen is Ulduar in WoW. Each boss had its own unique areas that had some importance in the fight, and every fight was so much fun. If you wanted to do the hard mode of a fight, you had to complete a certain mechanic in the fight, like shattering a boss's heart, keeping 3 of the mini-bosses alive, which gave the boss that extra 3 punishing moves to use, or pushing a giant red button. If they keep on with this raid structure, I'll just stick to doing primals and pugging, or maybe I'll just stop playing altogether. I haven't decided yet.
You know, I think that this is a really good point, you know, because we do have this content. Technically, it's called Crystal Tower. I mean, you do advance from one section of that place to the next. You don't use portals to bamf around. You're actually traversing the interior
area.
And it does feel like you are being taken through an area. The problem is that just like the PBS game show video pointed out, is that you're not challenged by any of the content. You can sit there and you don't even need to do combos and the same outcome will happen. There are a few fights that are challenging when they're current.
Marlboros.
When they're current. But I mean, honestly, it really does not provide any challenge at all.
1.0 dungeons were like that. Were challenging.
They were. The 1.0 dungeons were punishing, but they weren't even raids either. They were much more like what I would consider MMO dungeons. Mm-hmm. That is a perfect term for exactly what they are. But you know, we do have the form of raids. It's just they're not challenging, and so people don't remember them as raids.
Yeah. They go on to say, thanks again for reading the email and all the good you guys do. All hail Mighty Kahlo Landis, the true master of the LBR NWO. Aw, thank you. Juxta, your drops are on point, but your puns make me facepalm. Aniro, I don't agree with a lot of the things that you say, and you seem to just shout at everyone who disagrees with you until they agree that you're right. But nonetheless, you're one talented guy, and you're one hell of a radio host.
You know what?
Yes, idiot!
Nika, I think
he agreed with me, so I don't actually need to yell.
Nika, I think you're the smartest of the crew, and you're right about the fact that turn-based RPGs are boring.
No, she's not.
No, she is not.
Wrong. Our chat eviscerated her.
Very wrong.
Suck at everything.
And a lot of emailers, too.
Yeah. Tales and Star Ocean series gameplay are the best, but that's another email for Feck. Escalia, are you number 6 or number 7 now? Haha, just kidding. Enjoy having an intern. Speaking of your intern, you guys were unexpectedly nice to him. Yeah. I'm hoping there's more bits now that you have an intern to use and abuse. Good luck, Papa Woody. Just amazing to, Oh, just kidding. I'm glad that you're part of the podcast now. I hope I can get to FanFest this year. It'd be amazing to meet the great community you've created here, and that 10-year anniversary party will be a party no one will want to miss. Hoping Fairbarrow as well. Jude Faber of the Goblin Server. P.S. Limit breaking music is the best segment ever. You should just play a remix every week or make another podcast based off of it. It could include your orgasmic amount of video game songs. I request Hometown Domina's Remu battle remix for your next segment. Remu was my favorite Primal Music 2.0 and still use his pony regularly. That bass line is sexy.
I could have sworn that we played that. I could have sworn that we played
sounds familiar.
The Remu battle theme?
The Remu.
I don't think so.
Hometown Domina track. I think we did.
I thought we did.
I thought we did too. Yeah, maybe I'm wrong.
Without fail, that segment is always popular.
Oh yeah, that segment is a lot of fun. By the way, Ride Hot has put out 2 different remixes for the Shiva theme. They are so good that will be featured on the next Limit Breaking Music. I just don't know when that is.
Ride Hot!
But you should definitely go check that out. All right. Well, thank you very much, Jude, for that email. We appreciate it. And let's before we read this next email, let's go back to the phone lines and talk to Malcuria. Malcuria, how's it going?
Hi, guys.
Hi.
Hey, Mal.
It's been a couple of weeks since we've heard from you. So, what do you want to talk about today?
Well, first of all, I would like to greet you guys a very, very happy Valentine's/Single Awareness Day, whether you're spending it with someone special or not. You got the LB Army.
Well,
we're spending it with each other.
Yeah, I am spending this Valentine's Day with someone extremely special, and that is the LB Army.
I thought you were going to say your dick.
No. I spend all the time with my dick. I don't get enough distance from my dick. That's a relationship where I'm like, you know, it'd be okay.
Space.
It'd be okay if like, you know, we did some other shit.
Are you worried that your dick and you are only just having sex all the time? But that's what the relationship's reduced to now.
No, just beat it a lot. I mean, it's very abusive. Anyway, all right. Happy Valentine's Day.
Okay, so as far as stuff I want to talk about, I kind of want to talk about how I do want to see more content from 14, like actual, like real original content from 14 that's
like what?
In 14 lore.
Define original content.
Okay, so something unique to the FF14 lore, because I feel like we have enough lore in the actual 14 world in Eorzea that it can basically stand on its own. Like,
You're
we
tired
have
of things being rehashed from old Final Fantasies?
Yes, I am tired. I get the fact that is 14's appeal. Like, I get the fact that crossovers, references, stuff like that. Like the casual reminder that 11 and all of these other popular Final Fantasy
Did you forget
titles.
we're a Final Fantasy game, guys? We have Moogles and Chocobos, and look, we also have Cloud's gear, and we have other gear from Final Fantasy games. God, there are crystals and everything else. We swear we're a Final Fantasy game. Exactly.
But he's not Golbez. He's an original Golbez from Eorzea. Just like Kryle.
Wait, what?
Remember, Kryle isn't Kryle.
We have Golbez?
Yeah, where are you getting Golbez from?
That's the next one to come.
Oh.
Like, they just keep putting characters in here, but the whole thing with Kryle was that it's not Kryle, even though it's Kryle.
Well, you know, the joke is less good when you have to explain it for people to understand
get smart.
It was really bad.
Yeah, that was not good.
Get smart.
Like, I guess what I'm trying to say is I want more content that's towards the direction of Thoradin, because Thoradin, like, from my limited knowledge of Final Fantasy, is pretty much unique to 14.
Yes,
yeah, Knights of the Round never happened anywhere.
Oh, well, no. Knights of the Round is a reference, but the way that they did Thoradin and Knights of the Round is pretty unique.
Yes, it was a nice take on it.
Yeah, it's different from Knights of the... I mean, Knights of the Round, that was what, 7? That was 7?
Yes. Summon materia
only in 7. It was
7.
Yeah, that's it. So, if that's all that we have to compare it to...
Was Knights of the Round only 7?
Yes, it was only 7.
I thought it was earlier, too. Maybe
God,
not.
you guys suck at everything.
No. Yeah, no. So yeah, no, I agree. That was it was a nice name reference, a nice name drop, but they sort of made it its own thing, which I appreciate. So
wasn't Crystal Tower its own thing too?
Shut up, Ascalia.
God, I hate you.
What? Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Why?
Crystal Tower's from 3, you dolt.
I know they made it its own thing.
No, it is. I mean,
it still had the same end boss at the top.
Well, no, not just the end boss. It had the same line of bosses that you experienced through the Crystal Tower.
Bone Dragon.
It had the same structure. Labyrinth of the Ancients, Tower.
Well, Thoradin had the same knights from Knights of the Round.
I'm muting you. You're done. You're done. Anyway, all right. So more original style content, like Ravana. Ravana was an entirely unique primal to Final Fantasy XIV. And what's interesting is that yes, we're moving away from primals, but now we're moving into the Warring Triad, which in and of itself is a reference to Final Fantasy VI.
And the whole moving away from primals, that's just in name only. The Warring Triad's still a fucking primal fight.
Yeah, pretty much. And that's the thing. Until it's something other than a circle battle arena with one mob that you have to kill, then it's gonna be a primal fight. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, even a lot of the Savage fights that skips the small raiding portion that they put in, any of the trash pulls or, you know, any of that shit, it just skips it over, takes you straight to the fucking boss. That is a primal.
Yep. Absolutely.
That is essentially what a primal is. Like, it's just a boss fight.
Yeah,
But-
exactly.
But yeah,
That's
like
all this game is right now.
Boss fights! Piss on it.
But asides that, there is also one other thing that I would like to mention.
Okay, Mal,
ask you
I will
guys.
be your Valentine.
I mean, it's not like I want you to be my Valentine or anything.
Oh, wow. You just got smoked on the air. Nice
got
job.
Cinderade.
Shot down.
I know how Mal feels.
Now it's going for it.
All right. Okay. All right. So
what's your other thing?
Yeah. Chop. Let's go.
Thanks to the lovely Malky Thera, we have been.
That's not who we're talking to right now. I thought that's who we were talking.
No, this is Malkathera.
No.
Malky is with the Y.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I do want to ask for your permission. I don't know.
You already asked, and it's perfectly fine.
Yes, but I asked one person. I want to ask the entire crew, for this. Malky, Thera, and I have been kind of playing around with the idea of doing Limit Break Radio the musical, and
God.
And so far we have 8 out of 14 songs. 5 are already done.
14 songs?
Final Fantasy 14.
musical,
I know, but it's that's just a lot.
14.
No, I get it. Yeah, it's thematic. I get it.
And I guess I just wanted to ask for your permission and / ask the LB Army for help for this. I don't know.
Oh God.
We're not going to sue you if that's what you're worried about.
We're pretty much not going to say no. There's no. I can't think of a situation where we would just be like, no.
We need titles of some of the tracks you have.
Okay.
What are your 5 finished song titles
are you
called?
writing these to tunes of other show tunes, or are they original
yes.
scores? Oh, okay,
Yes.
they're okay. All right.
Okay, I have a personal request then, Malk.
Okay.
All right, I need a song purely about how awesome I am to the sound to the tune of Gaston.
Oh jeez.
No. Just do
your thing.
You have your permission. We're going to give you permission. You can do it.
Under that one condition.
No.
That you
No. There's no conditions. It's
Pops
fine.
would like to use his juxtamute.
Okay, yeah.
There you go.
Malk, do your thing.
Let's use his mute.
He's an intern. Yes, I can.
No, you can't. He doesn't get one.
Malk, do your thing, and if we don't like it, tell us to fuck off.
We'll sue you.
Hey.
No, I'm kidding. No. That's fine. That sounds awesome. An LBR musical. I like the idea.
Don't worry. Everyone's going to get their own character thing. Their own song, rather.
Oh.
And yeah, we already have Nero's. We already have Nika's. We're working on Ascalia's.
What song is mine too?
And we're still kind of brainstorming with that one because we have a few songs we want to do.
You guys have to cast it and perform it. You can't just give it to us and we're performing the LBR musical. I want to know. I want to know who
Mr. Jack to be Kahlo.
Yeah, I want to know who you get to play me.
We don't know. Yeah, we don't get to cast ourselves. They get to cast us.
Right. Yeah. And if it
I'm
Shintasin for a Nero
from the LB Army, which is why I'm kind of doing the shout out for it.
Okay, all right. God. So get a hold of Malkyria if you want to be a participant in the LBR musical. So
maybe we can MST3K it.
Oh, that would be great.
We'll definitely listen to it on the show.
Oh yeah,
absolutely. We'll play it on the show. We'll have fun with it.
We'll make an episode out of it.
Yeah,
hell yeah. That's its own episode right there.
LBR Glee style.
We need some spoilers though. Give us some content you have.
Give us some track titles.
Okay, so we have "It Sucks to Be Me."
Is that the Ascalia song?
I'm sorry.
Is that the Ascalia song?
No, that's the LBR crew song.
Okay.
We have Sodium. That's the Nero.
Yeah.
Intro track. We have the Savage Raids in Town. That's Nika's track, and we have 14 Ever After, which is a parody of a parody. So it's general 14 stuff. But yeah.
Wow, that's so meta.
That's 16 walls.
Yeah. Anyway, all right.
I see what you did there.
If you want to get involved, get a hold of Malkyria, that sounds awesome. That sounds like a lot of fun. I can't wait to hear it. Thank you, Malkyria, for giving us a call here on Limit Break Radio today.
I fucking love our fan base. We get a musical made about us.
This is bizarre. Totally. This is weird. Honestly, that's weirder than the Kanye West video game.
What?
You didn't even... Did you not see this?
No, I didn't. But now that segues into something I want to tell you afterwards.
But that's fodder for Final Encounter Cast 110%. We're definitely going to get into that on Final Encounter.
So Jux and I went to see Deadpool, right?
Yeah.
So we showed up like a half an hour early to get good seats. We couldn't go into the theater yet because something else was going on. All the things said was Kanye West. There was no time. I didn't even know there was a movie. I don't know what the fuck it was.
You guys ran into the live stream Kanye West event?
Wait. So we're waiting because they're not letting us in. Okay, so we wait. Finally, some guy comes and opens the door and goes, "Anyone for Deadpool? Go ahead." Nobody was in there.
No one.
Nobody came out.
Not a single person.
Not a single person.
Oh no! My God, that makes me so happy. That makes fuck that arrogant motherfucker.
Is that what it was? It was a fucking live stream event?
It was a live stream of a concert and I think a fashion show that he was doing.
Fuck off.
What a nut job. Anyway.
All right, so I have 2 emails.
I'm sorry, just real quick. He defended Bill Cosby in a tweet. That's all you need to know about the whole thing is that he tweeted Bill Cosby innocent. Fuck you.
I read a recent thing about stars on TV shows who suddenly vanished and why they vanished. Apparently there was an actress on the Cosby Show that got fired because she did a topless model shot for something and that wasn't in line with what Cosby wanted for the show.
Isn't that hilarious? Isn't that hilarious? Oh my god.
The amount of irony.
Oh my god.
So there is an email we got from an emailer where he writes in accent that I have to read.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
All right. G'day, boys and lady. I've been listening to LBR for about 6 months now, and after listening to a podcast a few weeks ago, you asked me to get involved in the community. I was inspired to this and thought I'd have a crack, but had no idea what to write. I've been playing FF14 casually for a year and don't feel I can contribute to the banter about Endgame and how us mongrel casuals are ruining your game. But I can point out a few eureka moments I've had, being able to put faces to those voices I listen to every week while driving around now that I occasionally watch a stream. Escalia, mate, I've always been rooting for you as the underdog, but now I understand why you get treated like a waka. You don't do yourself any bloody favors dressing a flaming Pokemon.
We read this email last week.
Did we?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
You weren't here.
Oh, okay. Then
Good job.
He sent another one.
Good job.
Oh, great.
Oh, God.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
G'day, you bastards. Since my last email, I've completed MSQ up to 3.1 and now find myself in the endgame shit, and I'm bloody stoked about it. I've never given a toss about gearing up before, as I'm usually as busy as a cat burying piss, but Nero's dummy spit last week about being above eye level wide 50 or something when finishing story or you're bloody worthless got me mad as a cut snake.
What is this accent?
It's Australian.
No, it is not. It's nowhere
It is.
even in the ballpark.
You want to do an Australian accent then?
It's all bad.
No, I can't do an Australian accent, and I'm not going to try. I'm not going to try to
raise
do
the tinny to him
on a fucking live podcast.
You see, what I realized was this:
you suck at everything.
It's his own way of telling us to get good. And a lot of you sooks out there that get upset and complain about him, go and cut the placenta and take a long hard look in the mirror. Because if you think you're a fig jam, that's fuck I'm good, just ask me. This isn't the bloody place for you. So cheers, Nero. Oh, and Nika, love, well done on standing up a bit more like you did with the Nero on the Blade and Soul nonsense. Cheers, big ears. Shanail. Cheers, big ears? What?
Well, thanks for the email.
Who has big ears?
Thanks for the email.
It rhymes,
I guess.
All right, let's take another email here. This one from Zemless. He says, "Hey guys, I know you fine. Letting you know I find. Wow, let's try this all over again.
What was that about getting good?"
Let's try this all over again. Hey guys, letting you know I finally unlocked Dragoon and I've made a short video on my appreciation and celebration of this great feat. So this video comes to us from Zemless, and I actually I had excerpted it out, and then there we go. Here, let's bring it back up. No, there we go. All right, so here's a little video from Zemless for you guys. I thought this was pretty good. Oh, he's got that thrusting down good. Escalia, what do you think? Has he got the thrust?
I think he's going to make an outstanding Dragoon. He is clearly a natural. He's doing our kind proud.
Oh, all right.
I just like the smooth jazz.
Still a better Dragoon than a Scalia.
Yeah, absolutely.
For whatever that's saying.
Absolutely. I love that video. I love little videos like that the community makes, and they crack me up. We found this one last week as we were just kind of sitting around, and it cracked all of us up. So I thought that Zemlis's little video was a nice way to kind of segue into playing this on the show. So here we go. By the way, this right here is a video that's it's the real Eorzea FF14 advertisement versus reality.
I think I remember seeing this.
This is so great.
So here, let's check this out. You see in the corner, this is that's the trailer for Heaven's Word, and they're recreating it using the game engine.
It's so great and so accurate.
It is remarkably loyal down to like
the timing.
The timing, the shots, the shot changes.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying, man.
Pretty sure all the scenes are used.
The
in
fade?
Heaven's Word 2.
That fade was exact.
It was. They've got Moogle and Chocobos. It's nice. Oh. This is good.
Yeah, he officially changed his job.
Oh my god, the camera work is phenomenal.
Yeah. I mean, it's clearly someone in first person on a mountain.
Yeah, just backing up on a mount.
Still, doing that on a mount? That's insane.
Yeah.
The Chocobo's flying across. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Kudos to this guy.
It keeps going. It's not over. You would think that he would cut it there.
No, this is amazing.
No, the moment where he changes jobs is the best.
Oh my god. And he's got the blob head. Oh, nice. Afro. Oh my god.
Missed.
He's got the Moogle fork.
How do you get the idea to do this? How does one get the idea to do this? That's amazing.
Cheers.
It's so great.
By the way, that comes to us from a YouTube channel called Ohmcast. You can find them by searching OHMcast on YouTube. That was so fucking...
Oh my god.
That was so on the nose.
God.
There it is. I was waiting for the shout.
We sat around laughing our asses off in the living room after the show.
God.
Oh my god.
So good.
Oh my god.
So my god. Anyway,
Oh my god.
Yeah, my god. All right, so I think that's going to do it here for this episode of Limit Break Radio. I want to thank all of you for tuning in today, all 263 of you that we're rocking right now. Thank you guys so much for your calls and for your emails. If you want to send an email, you can send it to hosts@limitbreakradio.com. Hit up our Facebook page, facebook.com/limitbreakradio, and @limitbreakradio on Twitter. Of course, support Limit Break Radio over at patreon.com/limitbreakradio. We really want to thank you guys for all of your support. It allows us to do what we do each and every single week, and we're so excited moving forward that we're going to be doing Final Encounter Cast each and every single week as well. So make sure you tune in for that. Starting next week, we're not going weekly starting next week. We're going weekly starting in March, but next week we do have an episode planned over at Final Encounter Cast, so make sure that you plan on joining us next week, twitch.tv/Final Encounter Cast, starting at around 5 or 6. kind of depending on when the tattoo artist gets here, we'll be live with that show. And again, your support over at patreon.com/Limit Break Radio has gotten us up to $2,491 a month. That is so amazing.
Wait, are you dyslexic? Yeah, are you dyslexic or is that 91?
No, that's 91.
That's 91.
Oh my God.
We are $9 from 25.
We're nearly to 25.
Yeah,
So
I had the exact same reaction as Juxta. I'm like, I thought it was 19.
No. We're up to 91.
Yeah.
So thank you guys for your support over at Patreon. We cannot thank you enough. It is the best, most efficient way to support the show. But you can also subscribe here on twitch.tv if you want to get access to the cool emotes that you see everyone using in the chat room, like Get Good, the Rump Cock, and all of the specific LBR emotes that come along with this channel.
Now, before you really send us out, there is one thing that I want to address really quick. I was a little disappointed with your performance in the first, in your last episode, Papa Woody, and you were remarkably quiet this time too. So if you could come over here a second, I want to ask you something. I want to get your take on something. Let you speak into the mic, okay? He's taking his stuff. No, go sit your ass down. You got a fucking mic. You fucking kidding me? Know your place. All right, go ahead.
He got to use your mic.
I know. I heard.
Yeah.
That was cool.
That was okay.
That was fine. Yeah. He's not bloody Juxta. Come on.
Yeah, that's true. The problem is that every time Juxta would use a microphone, you'd also have his breath stank that was all over it.
Little pieces of you know that like white stuff you get in the side of your mouth?
Yeah.
That's a constant thing for Juxta. I think it's a condition.
That's why we gave him the butt mic from the Drew and Mike studio.
Now, since becoming
yes, exactly.
Since becoming
it's
a
just
host,
on your mic.
he's fixed that.
I think that condition is called rabies, and it's serious.
It was a real problem at first.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty annoying. Yeah. Anyway, so thank you guys so much for tuning in to Limit Break Radio.
I mouth everyone's mic when they're not looking.
That's really impressive because me and Nero's actually they're all really big, aren't they?
Yeah. They are. We have eerily large microphones.
Oh, we do.
Yeah, we do. Gross. You want to try the grapefruit method on your microphone over there? No? Can you do it? Oh no! Oh that noise!
Oh, that was in everybody's ear.
That was right into my brain. Oh.
Is that a good way to end the show?
That's the only way we can end the show. It's the only we can only end on that note. Thank you guys so much for listening live at twitch.tv/Limit Break Radio. For all of your calls, your emails, get involved with Limit Break Radio. LimitBreakRadio.com. Leave us some love on iTunes. Thank you guys so much for hanging out today for Limit Break Radio. For Kalo Landis, Juxtaposition, Escalia Rayumasa, I'm Aniro Grigori, and huge shout out and thanks to our brand new intern Papa Woody, as well as Kooky Persona answering our calls. I'm Aniro. Keep listening. Limit Break Radio is a production of LimitBreakRadio.com and Bender Media Productions. Today's episode was produced by Kalo Landis, Escalia Rayumasa, and Aniro Grigori. Final Fantasy XIV and Eorzea are trademarks of Square Enix. Funding for Limit Break Radio is provided by Miri Kennett, Captain Failboat, Zurian Urexin, Azura Giacho, Bianca Forwin, Kalina Ashsaber, Thor Carson, My Waifu, and fellow Limit Break Radio listeners. To support Limit Break Radio, visit patreon.com/Limit Break Radio. Opening music in this episode from Daniel Lambie. Listen to Man with the Machine Gun and other great tracks at facebook.com/Daniel Lambie Metal Gamer. Closing music in this episode provided by Husky by the Geek. Listen to this and other great Final Fantasy XIV and video game rock covers and original music at facebook.com/Husky by the Geek. In-game graphics for Limit Break Radio's Twitch stream are provided by Diamond Multimedia. Check out their line of AMD graphics cards and other hardware at diamondmm.com. Limit Break Radio and its hosts are solely responsible for its content. Thank you, guys.